Hey there, watchers, and welcome to the Can't Be VRssed podcast. You've got Boys the Noobis, and we've got Silver Tongue Devil, and myself, Dark Ripper UK from the UWhip channel. And we're going to talk about some VR games.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you say that, but what we're
Oh.
actually going to be doing is ripping holes through a couple, is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be verbally dismantling certain developer companies and certain things. So, yeah, no, this is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to doing this because one of these, I spent my first year in VR playing. Literally, that's all I played in my first year of being on standalone was this game.
You need to get out.
So no, I've been out more. Do you know what happens? No good stuff. So I stay in.
Graphics.
I love it.
You came back on the headset.
Yeah, yeah. I found standalone was better.
Right then, our first game.
Come on, you're the guy. You're the dude. You should know this.
Containment Initiative 2. Here we go. Oh, my cat's just escaping out the window. Right then. Containment Initiative 2. So yeah, we've all played this, haven't we?
Which is, yeah,
really solid game, and another example of being surprised with the amount of content and quality in a game relative to the price. I always think it's somewhere that developers and publishers and so on can really go wrong. Nobody ever has any complaints if the game is cheap and decent. Everybody has complaints if it's too expensive and meh, or rubbish. And Containment Initiative does exactly what it says on the tin. Very well reasonably priced, an excellent game for your library, highly recommended, and then it goes on sale and it's even cheaper. So yeah, really good, really solid game. For those of you who don't know, it is a zombie shooter, but it has extraction shooter elements and looting.
See, I was going to go, and somebody should just explain to the people at home what this game's all about.
I just caught up. Straight away. Caught up. So yeah, I've seen both of you guys play it, and obviously I've put enough time into a completion as well. How did you guys find it?
Go on, Ripper. Seeing as out of all of it, I mean, I've played it. I went through the whole damn thing and done it. It's done for me.
Okay.
But I want to leave that because I don't know how much of it you've done, or whether if you've completed it or not. And Devil, I think you have, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Ripper, you go first. I think we want your experience because me and Devil have already discussed this game between ourselves before you tried it. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, well, it was because of your suggestion, boys, that I got the game in the first place, because you said how much you enjoyed it. Yep, how much you enjoyed it. So, I checked it out once it came on offer, and as you said there, Devil, it went down to like £3, I think, on Steam from about 12 or 15 pounds. But
price.
It's a little bit more on Steam than it is on Meta, and that's because on Steam it is 2-player co-op. One person plays flat screen, the other person plays in VR, and you work together. Which means it was a lot harder for me. It was a lot harder doing it. And literally like every end level you were saying, poised on my stream, make this, do that. And I'm like, I haven't got the ingredients. I've got like a third or a quarter of the ingredients that I need to be able to do that. And I kept having to go back in and in to be able to get more and more just to be able to make the first initial ingredients, which I loved. It wasn't an easy in and out extraction process, get some stuff and then you can make everything. It was you get some stuff and you can make maybe one thing. And it was like, oh, okay. But then I saw that you're supposed to be working cooperatively with somebody playing keyboard and mouse on flat screen, and you work together, sweep the whole area, and it's supposed to be a heck of a lot better, especially from what I saw from the reviews.
That would have been really interesting if they would have made a co-op for standalone, because it's still mobile technology in that instance, so that would have been easy to sort of do if they'd already had a co-op, one flat screen, one VR, right?
Yeah, yeah, I would have thought so, but I don't really know what happened with Meta because
And
even
another thing,
you're saying you didn't have the same tutorial and stuff at the beginning as I did.
you had a melee as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember there being a melee attack of any way. There was in the standalone version because I don't
There
think
is.
I ever used it.
There is in the standalone version, but if, like me, they didn't get close enough to you, you'd never use it.
No, no, and if they did, it'd be like in the face, just going for it. No, yeah, it's a really good game for what it is. To be honest with you, I was surprised, pleasantly so, because I got it when it was cheap as well, like a good while ago, and I didn't think much of it. I just sort of did it one night, and I was like, okay, this is more elaborate than it lets on. It's got sort of exfil sort of things to it.
Yeah.
The gameplay loop is actually quite interesting because it's not procedurally generated, but the items technically are to a point. They change locations in which they're dropped to a point. So that sort of changes up the gameplay each time, and you get at least 2 mission objectives that you have to. Well, you don't have to complete, but it gives you bonus
Optional.
money. Yeah, if you do. Later on in that game, it actually got quite interesting because I did not know anything about the prequel, anything about the first Containment Initiative. I knew it was there. I tried it once, refunded it because it was just in one position. I was stuck in one position on it, and I was like, yeah, I know. Later on,
You didn't play it long
I,
enough. You didn't.
No,
No,
I
you
didn't.
didn't.
But if they would have introduced that straight in the first like 20 to 30
One
minutes,
second,
then I
guys.
think that probably would have had people in more, you know? Yeah, no worries. I'll keep talking or we'll keep talking. We have that capability anyway.
Yeah,
But
I got it off the strength of seeing you playing it. It be well, actually, I think I might have seen it at $1.99. It was on sale, and I was like,
Bargain,
$1.99. I've got to
bargain.
give it a look. And I played. It was one of the first games that got given to me when I got indoctrinated into the Pico system side of things when I was doing a little work for them, and they gave us like a huge bunch of free games, and that was one of them. And I was like, zombie shooter, what a great place to try the headset. And I was the same as you. I was initially like, oh man, come on now, we're in VR. Why am I stuck to the spot? Why am I standing still? But there was quite a nice loop of progression and getting better weaponry and getting this, getting that, and getting the other. And then it's the last few levels that are basically what we have in Containment Initiative 2. So in fact the level where you have to defend the generator and the last level are from the original, I think. Obviously with some changes, but same sort of thing. So, and you know, with a game that's that cheap, I don't care. You know,
yeah, for that price, it's ridiculous.
For that price, he's taken. I mean, we do it all the time in like video editing and live streams and stuff. You know, we've got specific ways we do things. We've got like things that we use and copy paste for other videos or various. And he's doing the same. He's got a bunch of assets. He's got a lot of the game already made. What it seems like he did to me.
Yeah, that was the first thing that somebody tried saying on their thing. It was like, oh, it's an asset flip from Onward. It's like, dude, everything's technically a fucking asset flip unless it's an original engine. Shut up. Yeah. It is.
And even then, it's just even then, an asset is just usually either a model or a piece of art that is brought into a game. It's how games are made. So, you know,
I'd be happy with an asset flip as long as those assets are used usefully and maybe changed to benefit to work to the systems.
That's the terminology.
Like you said yourself, it could look like a cube and a fucking triangle, fucking running around in a circle, and you'd love it. You know, I mean, it depends.
I've played games like that where you're a triangle destroying circles, and it's really good because it's really good gameplay and it's smooth and by the numbers.
Weapons have certain upgrades. You have airdrops that you get later on. We're not going to go too much into detail about things, but each location that you get to go to, there is a certain thing that you can figure out for yourself. And I like that. They didn't just leave it as a bland map with stuff lying around. You just got, there's actual things to do in those maps. Like you have to use a certain thing to get open a certain thing at some points and stuff like that.
it felt reminiscent. I mean, again, I stopped playing them years ago, but it felt reminiscent of the old Call of Duty zombies games where you're dropped in a room and then you do things, and then that allows you to open up other areas, which
I want to get that
will
on the
give you
go, by
other
the way, at some
benefits.
point. COD Zombies on Contractors or slots.
Hell yeah, man.
I want that. I
Always
want that.
down.
Hey, on
Always
Contractors,
down.
they do well with it, dude. The mod on
Oh, I
there
love
is
it.
I
good.
mean, I will come and play it with you, but I don't know,
Go
man.
on.
I'm a simple man. I like my zombies to be immune to damage, except a headshot. What I don't
Repossessed then.
like, what I don't like is having to put 50 shots of a really powerful weapon into a zombie's head. Again, it's like I'd rather have a swarm, and I know I'm on the wrong platform for a swarm, but I'd rather have a swarm, many multiples of them coming at me, than 10 that have a obnoxious amount of health. And yeah, so that with and the other thing with Call of Duty as well is became for us to get further, the lot that I used to play with, for us to get further than we used to be able to get, you had to do things a specific way and a specific order. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for metas.
Oh,
but
fuck
then
that.
I
I don't even do that.
I'm all for metas because I want to find a way to break them or trump them or refine them or so on. But in that game, it was like, you want to get far, you have to knife the first like 10, 15, 20 zombies, and you have to do things in a specific order.
Who the
And
fuck were
then you
you
come onto
playing with?
RNG.
Who the fuck were you playing with and playing that? Fucking hell, dude.
People that got a
What the
lot
fuck?
further than you did, Poise, obviously.
No, I did it all right, but it just didn't. I didn't go into that sort of lunacy about it. It was just a good zombie
Well, no,
game that I, random RNG and shit. So
we wanted to get further, and it got to the point where zombies take so many headshots when you're playing it
when it gets
fun,
past a certain wave,
for fun or inefficiently, as me and my lot would call it. But yeah, it got to a point where it's like you can't get any further because you've run out of resources, you've run out of this, you've run out of that, you've run out of the other. And so in the early game, you have to do things and take things to extremes. The other thing as well is I don't want to be constantly running around being chased by a conga line of dogs and zombies and demons and stuff like that. I want to fucking last stand, for Christ's sakes, So again, simple man, very simple man.
that's the complete reverse of simple. What you've just explained, that was simple. What you were on about was no, devil. Try again.
Simple to me. Simple to me.
Yes. See, if you want simple, this is the man you come to. You come here for simple, and you come there for intelligence and knowledge about this stuff. Containment breach. It's actually really impressive what they managed to do with what they had. Because in the end of the day, to sell it for such a good price, to actually have the game have some legs for at least, I'd say I got about what, 15 to 20 hours out of this.
Yeah, you got several live streams out of it, didn't you? So
yeah, no, yeah, it was definitely a good few hours on it, so it was enjoyable. I had a good time with it, and then I was disappointed because there wasn't more.
Yes,
so I guess that was my only complaint.
But then the thing is, yeah, disappointed is a lot different than fucked off. And
yes.
Disappointed.
Oh yeah, nowhere near fucked up. I had a good time with it.
Like, even if I'd have paid £5, I did things a little bit differently to you. I did an hour on my channel as like a video, and then I think I did the rest of the game in a 4-hour sitting. So for me, it was a 5-hour game, but I had a little bit of prior knowledge from watching Poise's stream, and also I've played games like that before. So, the little thing, like, I know the longer you stick around in the level, the more threatening it becomes, and then the more ammunition you use. And I also know with games like where it's based on the longer you are, the worse it gets, then speed is the number one factor, which is why I binned every single piece of fabric I found into better boots, so that I could go just that little bit faster. So And then and then the particular highlight for me was being able to pick up crates and throw them over walls that were closer to where you wanted to extract. It's such a tiny thing, but yes,
It
yes,
really
please.
did, yeah.
Because that's what you would do, wouldn't you? You wouldn't pick up the boxes and run them all the way around and put them in the truck. You'd hoik them over the nearest fence to hopefully someone on the other side.
I guess it's just
Providing they're not full of
playstyle, I
Fabergé
guess.
eggs anyway, but yeah.
I'll say my only negatives
because
with
I
it.
didn't think of throwing it over, to be honest with you. I didn't think, I can throw that over there. I was just like,
I
well,
did
chuck
that
them
one.
in front of me.
Yeah,
I'll
you
chuck them in
just
front of
smash
me.
the gate down, wouldn't you?
So my only negatives with it was I was stuck at a very low height, so low that I couldn't get the things over the side of the vehicle. I had to go around the
just
back
grow
every time.
taller. I don't know what the fuck you're complaining
I
about.
know.
Just grow,
Grow
man.
Either that
taller,
or,
dude.
you know, height adjustment, seated option. You know, that's always an option
Cybernetic
too.
legs in 2026. This shit done.
They're
Come on.
expensive, man.
It's actually one of the ones that I
Sponsoring.
just to tangent a little bit. It's one of the ones that I actually spoke to the devs of Hyperbullet recently. That being a free-to-play game, it's quite important that accessibility is a thing. And I said to them, like, seated mode would be a really good idea. And they were all like, oh, yeah, but when we're in the office, we play that game sat down most of the time. I was like, yeah, but you're at a disadvantage. You're slightly angled down. And then when the targets come up that are particularly high, you're having to aim even higher.
Yep.
That leads to fatigue on the arm.
Yep.
Then you can't have quite as long a play session that you actually want. And all of these things accumulate into, like, you know, not as good a game. Just something seated mode that puts you, when you're seated, to the same height as a standing player. You know, you're not getting any advantages, but you are getting a disadvantage by being lower. So
Yeah.
I said all this to them. They're like, "Huh, yeah, I guess so." So yeah, there you go. So
Nice, mate.
hopefully seated
Fingers
mode.
crossed.
No, but it's again, it's like an easy, like, again, they were almost like, oh, that's a bit low hanging fruit of a feature to add. Oh, we didn't even think to bother putting that in because, you know, just stand. And then it's like,
What
yeah,
do you mean,
but I might,
dwarfs want to play VR? What are you
yeah,
talking about? I've never
I might
dwarfs
not want to stand.
play VR.
Yeah,
There's
I'll
been
just
times where
stand.
I've
Hang
been
on.
seated. Yeah.
Flipping.
But
Hold
then
on a minute.
again, like, you know,
Exactly.
I guarantee you, if they had somebody that had like mobility or disability issues that you know meant that they couldn't, then that would have been a feature in. But of course, when you're in the depths of development hell, it's not a go-to, is it? You make it so that you can play it, but you don't necessarily think about how others are going to play. And
Had the
that
same
is
sort of
why,
situation with the devs for Repossessed, or
Yeah.
dev for Repossessed.
yeah.
He didn't even think
And-
about it because it never came up. You
No.
know what I mean? It's one of those things that you wouldn't think would come up, but it does.
It's always a good thing. It's always something that I look for in a VR game. And again, it's such a simple thing. But when I go into the settings and see a wealth of options, all of a sudden I'm like, yes, yeah, this is going to work out just fine. So
Awesome.
That's too right.
Well,
I'm regretting. I'm regretting sort of saying my choice for this week because yes, I like the one I've chosen for this week, but I've realised that I've got another one that I think's more important. But I'm going to stick with the one I've chosen this
I
week.
was
But
going to say
next week,
this
next
isn't the last podcast.
next time we do it. No.
boys,
I've got
we've
it. I've
got
locked it.
plenty of
It's in
time.
there. It's in my 5 head. I got it.
excellent.
Oh, there
So
you-
with
well, there you
that
go. You're
segue,
prepared.
we can go
You're
straight
prepared.
to boys one of Arcaxer. Here we
Yeah,
go.
you're prepared for a couple of
Yeah.
weeks' time. You're already prepared, as opposed to me going like 10 minutes before the podcast. Yeah, I'll do RoboQuest then, I guess.
Well, the thing is, I've got more to do on the one I want to do for next time round because I've done it again. I've started again on it, but I forgot how really good it was. So yeah, I'm going to be going into that in depth. But yes, so Arcaxer was something I just bought on the random because it went, hey, it's a turn-based RPG in VR, and I was like, hey, I like Final Fantasy bullshit. I like that sort of stuff. I might like that. And then I realised that there's running involved and punching and stuff, and the magic actually requires you to physically throw your fists and stuff. This is a good idea. I'm a chubby git now and need to thin the hell down.
this is the perfect game for me. I'm in my 40s. I'm like, yeah, do you know what? I think I should burn away some of this stomach. And do you know what? It actually adds up. So, Arcaxer is a RPG game set inside of a simulation where there are AI that control these things called toxins, which are basically your big bads. Now, the spin-off to this game, or the trick to this game, however, is that most of the magic and the abilities that you have are linked to physicality. So if you want to throw a fireball, you throw a fist, but you have to select which ability you've locked into the position of the character. So on top of that, you've got that sort of physicality and quite a range of magics. To be honest with you, I was quite surprised by how many things I was getting, and the dungeons are RNG. So you can they're procedural, so you could reset the whole block and level yourself up, getting newer abilities or cores or stuff like that. Now, I think you can break this game, but in breaking this game, you will become more physically fit than you have ever been in your freaking life. So to upgrade your HP, get on the treadmill, fatty.
Oh, that's why you were on the treadmill, I see.
Oh
I
yeah,
see.
baby. No, do you know what? For somebody who's when it comes to working out and stuff, I can be fucking lazy. Do you know what I mean? And I will put my hands up to that. But for me, that was good. That was like, oh, I can get on this treadmill. You mean to say I can just jog on the spot and get like 300 or like I was getting like 5 HP every couple of meters I was running at first. Of course, that's gonna get longer. But I got from 220 HP to over 400 HP, and I'd done over 300 kilometers altogether, which I'm not going to argue with that. And I was buzzing. And there's the punching bag, which actually expands the amount of XP you can get as well by doing the punching bag and doing that thing. This is all before you even get in the dungeon. Now you can really just sort of work yourself up, build your stats up. And then, you're sweating your nads off by the time you get
absolutely dripping before you've even started the game.
But
right, I've done my running, I've done my punching. Oh man, fuck this game, I'm knackered.
I think the HP is permanent though, so anything I've already run, that's permanent now. So all I have to do is just heal, and it goes back to the full thing that I've already been earning. So it does keep your progression. So in that instance, you're leveling up twice, mofos. You're leveling up in the game, and you're leveling up physically for yourself, for your own physical health. Now, okay, when it comes to Ripper side of it, unfortunately, dude, I don't think it's I don't think they've got anything.
I'll tell you about my experience. I played it yesterday for half hour.
Oh, good. Okay.
How did you get on with the running?
Well, I skipped that part.
Treadmill for him.
my wheels wouldn't go fast enough, so I had to skip that part.
I was going to say, if we can somehow get him like a catwalk that detects the wheel motion, it'll be HP'd up there, right? Like the best of them.
Actually, on this point, I do have a build for you that will allow you to play this with no damn problem at all. Oh, wait, maybe. The leaning you might have to do, granted, because there's some abilities where I had to move at a clear step out of the way. So I'm actually thinking maybe
oh, there's a few, mate. I've as I say, when you're done, I'll give you my experience.
Okay, so yeah, I'll continue. So basically, the dungeons are procedural, as I said. There's a pretty decent story to it. The open world map is actually a lot more immersive than you'd believe. You also get a sort of skateboard, hoverboard later on, and you can also explore other areas, get items and equipment to upgrade. Now, the combat system is where I actually really started liking this, because when you start off, you're using a melee weapon and a range. Well, you don't even have a ranged weapon at that point, but you should have a melee and a ranged. Now, anytime you're using your melee weapon on an enemy, that's taking your HP off. You're getting drained every time you use it. And that's a problem, because when you finally get magic, then you have to use the magic, and then on the final shot of the enemy, you use your melee weapon or your gun. Now, to do that, that actually gives you a benefit to give you more magic, basically, so you can hit another enemy more before your turn ends. So if you play it right, if you're against 3 enemies,
You take one's enemy's health down with the magic, and then use your final attack as your melee or your gun. That'll take a bit of your health, but it will fill up your bar of magic, so you can do more damage to the next targets. And if you manage to sort of level it out, you can take all 3 out in one turn. But it takes practice, and it also takes physical power as well. The standard magic bullet, or Arcaxer missile, they call it, you throw a punch, and you have to throw as fast as you can. The most I've done so far is about 55 critical, maybe 60, but it seems to be going up somehow. I think that's with my actual level. It goes nuts after this, because now I've ended up with other magics that the shop owner has. There's junk that I can sell. I've got excess weapons and armor that I can sell off as well for XP or cash, so I can get other abilities. But this is the thing. There's a lot more to that game than meets the eye, and the fact that the exercise side of it is done so well, you get tricked. If you want to get yourself healthy a bit and you love a good RPG, like a Final Fantasy-esque sort of thing, with a good sense of humor, by the way, because I actually found myself laughing at the dialogue. I did, because it takes the mickey out of itself. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's brilliant. I ended up sort of voice acting with it because it was just, the Taskmaster is awesome. I love it. I think it's funny. It's like a ridiculous comical bad guy. But yeah, Arcaxer, that's my opinion on it. What have you guys got on it if you've tried it? Yeah, Ripper, may as well get you out of the way.
This is all on Ripper. I haven't even touched it. All I know is it's quite an old game, and from what I watched of you play it, initially I was like, "Why is this in VR again?" And then obviously you showed that you can go down.
I forgot to mention the mixed reality as well.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that you can actually do it so you think in a VR game, but you can have it so that as long as you've got at least 2 feet in every direction, I think you can play this with no issue whatsoever. If you haven't got that, you may have an issue. You may have to go. You need to make sure that you can see where you're moving. I've done this a couple of times now where I've hit something, as we all do in VR. Everybody does it, even Jay, even Ripper. Sorry, but basically, you can go to pass-through mode. So you've got the dungeon, and you've also got your combat area as your room, as wherever you were. Last night, I was in the kitchen, and I was just, they were attacking me from the sink, and that's fine. But I can see where this stuff is, and I can also see where my coffee is if I need a drink while I'm in the middle of this stuff. But it's good to see where you're able to play and where you can dodge to. So you'll see these shots coming in, and you'll know where to move to in your own area. I was next to this sort of border of mine when I did it, so whenever I was having to sidestep, you'd see the mesh of the border come up. But to be honest with you, it depends on what sort of size space you've got or whether you've got the stuff for it, really. I thought it was quite good. I'm still enjoying it, though, so I'm still going through it.
That mesh, for the purposes of your live streaming, you can turn that off, right?
Yes, but then I wouldn't know that I'm going through it.
Yeah, but that's the point of being in mixed reality. Come on now. And you would know that you're going for it when your head bangs off of the cupboard.
I'd be able to see,
that you're at your boundary.
Well, yeah, I could see them all, I guess. But yeah, it's, the enemies and that are quite unique as well. I found some of the attacks were quite odd. But the thing that made me really happy when it came to the class system, because there's classes you can choose from. There's 3 at least. Obviously, warrior, mage, and then you've got ranger, which is what I went for. And I changed my sword from a sword into a dagger that goes backwards. But I still have the same ability that I chose, which was that I can deflect small projectiles back. So while I'm also dodging, I can use that to smack them back, but you have to make sure you hit them and not just wave the thing at it, because it doesn't work that way. It's very clever. Sneaky gits. I tried that. I tried just going like that. It doesn't work. You literally have to move.
Stop.
What?
Stop
I
doing
went
that.
Way. It wasn't that way. It was that way.
Stop
if
waving.
It is that way, I'm doing
Come on
it
now.
wrong.
Suppose your sword, you probably. Even if it works,
just
stop
backwards.
it. Even if it works, stop it.
It did work though, but it's really good. And the combat, I got up to a second boss last time I played this, and he kicked the living nuts off me. I'm hoping to get past it this time if I don't have a heart attack first. Because I'm going to make sure my HP's up through the roof.
You got
Probably
build.
both.
Build.
Yeah, my build will be me. This should be get here as
No, but
building.
this is again is one of the great things of VR. Like in other games, you would level up your character, you'd level up your experience, you'd do, you know, all the normal steps that you would have in a role-playing game or an action RPG or what have you. I remember my experience with that on Until You Fall, and I was at the point when, and it was one of the
I've
first
still
ones
got
I
that. I
played in
haven't
VR.
really
Oh,
played much of it.
oh, get on it,
You've
man!
missed
It's
out.
really,
I have.
really
Missed out.
good.
No, I haven't missed out. It's
Really,
there.
really
It's in
good.
the
Yeah,
list,
You gotta
dude.
play
I'll
it.
get on
get
it.
there.
Just get on it. But that was one of the first. That was one of the first games where I was like, "Ah, shit! I'm gonna need to get fitter to be able to go as far as I can in this." But then again, it's another thing with VR is that, like, you know, I can play Beat Saber for hours, or I could, and even at the time, or you know, I could get into playing Dragon Fist VR Kung Fu for hours. But
I
it's how
sound like
much
an
you
absolute
play.
walrus on that game. I do.
It's how much you play an actual game. Like you know, there's always the trope in VR of, like, you know, oh, well, what's the best way to improve your fitness for X game? Well, it's actually play X game. You know, you get more fit at Beat Saber by playing Beat Saber.
Practice
And
makes perfect.
I assume it's down to like specific muscle groups and just overall cardio and that. But I can
Cardio,
find that
yeah.
one game will exhaust me, and then another one I can, you know, sit there all day and do. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
But good,
it's weird.
but good. Oh, by the
Go
way,
on, Ripper.
just because you're gonna know, Ripper, who is that VR gamer? Was that one of the guys that we were playing with?
Yeah,
Also, hello.
that was Spice
Yeah,
from the weekend. Yeah.
Oh,
Spice.
Spice.
Yeah.
Child of 5, probably.
The fast kicker and
Yeah,
the
you do indeed.
mental goal
it's good.
scorer.
It's a
He
very
was.
good, sesh that one was.
That was.
But yeah, go
fun.
on, tell us about your Arc.
So yeah,
experience.
Arcaxer, mate. I downloaded it because I've had it in my library for, I want to say, about 3 years maybe, and I've just never picked it up. Mainly because the look, it just never really appealed to me. And I've
that's
done that with
completely
a lot of
understand.
games, and I really shouldn't, because the amount that I've done that with and then played and gone, oh my god, this is amazing. And I nearly did that with Arcaxer as well, as I was going through the tutorial, and then I broke the game as it said pick up the block. So I was in the VR mode because
Yeah, the
that's my
dungeon mode.
preferred way, and I picked up the block and it didn't do anything. So I walked around with it for a moment in the tutorial, and then I went to big mode, and the block came with me, fell off the edge, and my character kind of fell with it, but not the little character, the big me. And I went under the map,
Wait,
and I went into the
what?
abyss. And then the game just crashed, and I was just like, right, we'll close this off and try again. So I did it again, and then managed to actually follow
What?
the tutorial without breaking it. And I was
always
just
good.
like, right, yeah, excellent. Let's get into the next bit. And then I saw this whole almost like old school Final Fantasy style gameplay that I love from like the Mega. No, it might
I'd
be
say between
Fantasy
between the
Star.
like
I might be thinking of
N64,
Fantasy Star.
PS1 era. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There are
So-
some that have those similar Final
Yeah,
Fantasies
I'm sorry,
on NES
thinking
and
of
Mega
Fantasy
Drive.
Star, sorry. But yeah, that with the Final Fantasy sort of mechanics from, you know, the slightly late era as well. And I just loved it. I loved the whole role playing, upgrading, everything. But as you rightly said, it's not accessible. I actually got, though, on my first run to floor 6 in the tower. And
Nice.
that was when I was suddenly hit with these beam attacks that I just could not lean out of the way of, and then these multiple attacks that I just
God,
could not
yeah.
avoid from my seated position, and that's sort of like the
that's
limited
just-
range.
Do you know what? It sounds lazy, if anything, Ripper. With how
Lazy?
buff you
Making your
are
work.
Up the
What
top,
are you
I was
doing?
expecting some kind of maneuver where you're like, and to avoid those laser beams, I simply placed my hands upon my wheelchair and lifted my
jumped up.
entire body vertically, legs up,
Actually, to be honest,
straight back
Ripper,
into
you
the seat.
strong that I can imagine you literally just, as long as you've got the brakes on, lifting yourself upside down off your chair, like you're just lifting up. And
That's what
dodging
I
it
was
like
expecting.
you're-
That's what I was expecting.
Exactly, because it's like
No,
You're
there
just
was one.
sort of-
I literally tried to time it to because there was like 4 or 5 things in the air,
Oh,
and I
God,
tried to
yeah,
lean out
yeah,
the
yeah.
way, and I tipped my chair, and I was just like,
yeah.
"Yep, no, I'm done." It's like if I go over, I'm done, mate. You know, I can really.
Did you
hurt my
notice
spine.
yourself though? It had that sort of boxing feel when it came to being attacked by projectiles such as that.
Yeah.
The movement.
Instantly
You
wanted
feel
to block
Like you
and like
actually are
punch.
doing that. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I thought it would have been really awkward for folk, but well, obviously it's going to be different for yourself. But
Yeah,
as
but I
a
mean, I've still got,
stand,
some
it
motion
was
in the top.
fucking.
If there was enough to sort of, maybe lean and your character sort of, did a dash to the side or something, that would have been, great for me because there's been a couple of games that they've implemented things like that in there for me because I've been like, oh, I'm a seated player, I can't do the sidestep and things, and they're like, oh, what could we possibly do? And it's just like, if I lean like this, could you put it on a dash, and dash the character out the way? And
You
they're
know
like,
what?
yeah, no
I
problem.
haven't even bothered checking out the Discord. I should have checked out the Discord on this to see if they are even doing anything or
I
anything.
probably
or-
should have as well. I kind of
I'd
thought
imagine it's
with it
dead
being
by
an
now,
old
but
game.
it's-
Well, I
didn't
did
really
hear
look
that they
into it.
brought
4
out a
years?
sequel, or I heard they had a sequel that they were bringing out in early access
Okay.
a good while ago,
okay.
but I've heard nothing of it. I'm not even sure if it's still on the board. I checked Metastore and it's not there anymore, but I remember seeing stuff about it. In fact, that other YouTubers had done videos on it, if I believe, because I was in the phase of, I picked this game up and I tried it and it was quite interesting, but next one. You know what I mean? And at the time, it seemed like Arcaxer 2 was a thing, but I'm not even sure if it's up anymore.
Interesting.
Which is a shame, but
Yeah, if I was going to get involved in it, it would have to be 2, because one of the problems that I have with the way that I insist on doing the old casting is that games that are like anything older than, well, sometimes new ones come out and they either don't work or it's all weird. But anything I find usually older than 2 years old, it won't MetaQuest Developer Hub, which then means I can't stream it. And then it's like, can I justify binning 40 to 60 hours into something that I can't show off?
if it
or
doesn't
I can,
hub,
but
it don't rub.
yeah. Yep.
Pretty much. If it don't hub, it don't
Hang
rub.
on a second, repeat that. Just adding it to the description of the channel. If it don't hub, I'll rub. Was that?
If it don't hub, I'll give it a chub. I mean, no.
But yeah, no, Arcaxer though, guys, I've really enjoyed what I could play of it, and I was really disappointed that I couldn't play more because same with you, Poised, it's given me the old school feelings and vibes as well as with the exercising part of it. I love that.
Yeah, I've never been so excited to stand up on the spot and run.
I've
I've never been so excited to do that. In fact, that's probably my least favorite thing to do in the world.
Well-
More, I mean, it's like, stand on the spot and run. And now, if I didn't have the VR set on my head, I wouldn't fucking done that. I wouldn't have done it. I'm lazy. No way would I do that. But if I go, wait, I'm going to gain XP from this, or I'm going to gain HP stats, or I'm going to upgrade or get a new ability from it. You mean to say if I punch this thing multiple times, I'm going to have the ability to shoot lightning from my fingers? Yeah, I'm in.
I'll do it.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm in.
Power and henches smeg.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Arcaxer, it's a good one for those that are into their old school RPGs that like exercise and are physically able.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely get your blood pumping. But the thing is the combat feels good as well
It does.
when you're actually doing the attacks and when you're actually doing working out the system of the combat.
And
It's like
firing the
half-
magic is like getting the accuracy on with those. I was starting to swing. I was swinging around and
I had fire in my left for one enemy because I noticed that he was weak to fire, but he was also taking chunk damage from the Arcaxer missile. So instead of just trying to focus one, because I know they both curve to a point,
Yeah.
you
That's
just
just
proper go for it. And just, yeah,
yeah, I
just
did
giving
one
it
of
the
them.
smack, it was
Just
good.
coming. I was like,
Yeah,
yes.
you give it the hit. It's usually that's a hit to the solar plexus. You just go straight in the middle like that. But no, it had a good feeling to it. The reaction from the enemies was golden.
Yeah.
It's really good, and it doesn't take itself too seriously either.
Yeah, it was
It
funny.
looks like
The
it's got
dialogue was funny.
quite a bit of depth though as well, because like I said, the open map's there, but you've got other open locations that lead on from there in different, not just the tower. So yeah, and there's areas that, like you said, you may have walked past at one point where there was this small section where one path led past 2 blocked beams that wouldn't let you past,
Yeah.
and it just led up a staircase to another level.
Yeah.
Later on, you have the ability to get over that and get that thing and do that thing. So
Brilliant.
there's a lot of Castlevania elements to it as well when it comes to the dungeons, even though they are procedural.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, right,
Right,
that's
so-
me done. Arcaxer, pretty
Yeah.
good.
No,
Nice.
it sounds good. It sounds, again, it's another one of those older games by the sounds of things, and from what little I saw of Poise playing it, it's another one of those games that's like, oh yeah, you remember how they used to do VR games? You remember all those features that they used to have? You remember all those things that they used to do? Like, you know, that gesture-based stuff was the staple, and gesture-based stuff worked.
Ooh.
And then
Oh,
so
yeah.
many games, it's like, oh yeah, press A if you want to man all that. Fucking come on.
I will say though, some of the magic doesn't require any physicality. There is a sniper shot. There is a sniper shot, but I just did that. Bang. But some enemies also have shields, so you have to time, because those shields you can actually hit through if you time it right. So you have to make sure as you throw it, it's going to be timing in between the 2 shield parts, or else it's just going to do nothing. Which is good. I like little systems like that. They've really put the thought into the sort of turn-based RPG, and I'm looking forward to finding out more abilities and different things on that. And they've also brought out other classes, it seems, because I started on standard, but then I realised underneath you've got 2 other class types that you could just go straight into, which was one was like a night weaver or some shit, and the other one sounded like a medic or a mage type class. So I was like, oh, okay, well that's for
Nice
later
bit of
on, but I'll
variety as
try
well,
this
then.
one. Yeah, I thought it was quite cool. So yeah, Arcaxer, yeah, definitely good for a laugh if you like that sort of shit.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, moving on to the next game then. Let's see. I've got a Haymaker, which, as you were saying there,
Yes.
Devil, just now, gesture-based gaming. Holy crap.
I want it. I haven't
played.
got it yet. I want it.
Well, mate.
I saw
Yeah,
you
so
play it.
it
and
looks like a
I
very
heard
poised game.
So
I heard
Haymaker,
and I was like, that's mine. I want it.
Haymaker is probably one of the best fighting games that I've played on the MetaQuest standalone. That was last year when I was playing it first
Just
off.
fucking give it.
And some of the movements and actions you can do in there are fantastic. And what the developer's done, making it accessible again for seeded players and players like myself, is incredible, even down to the mixed reality, where a lot of mixed reality games, I can't do the mixed reality side of it, but the developer has made it so you can still move your character about in mixed reality. So literally, if everybody's over there and over there, you can push forward and go straight to them, and they come to you through your wall or whatever, wherever they are, and you can smack the crap out of them, then move over there. And I was just in my element when he did that, and I was just like, no, hats off to you, mate. Thank you so much. This is fantastic. I'm going to promote your game no end. And then all of a sudden I got contacted recently to say, Haymaker's coming out on Steam. You want to check out the beta copy? I think it was thanks to Mr. Yobo. He was on the Discord and spotted that and was like, we need to get people in.
Nice one, Yobo.
And I was just like, yeah, I'll sign up. And they were just like, oh, yeah, remember you? Yeah, yep, brilliant. Great to have you on board. Can you do some comparisons with the meta version? Because you spent a bit of time in that. See what you think of the PC version. If you've got any bugs in the beta, let us know. Or any problems playing seated, let us know. We'll get it sorted as soon as possible. I spent like an hour on it the other day. I think I had one bug where I grabbed the guy's face and it grabbed his lip and stretched his lip out over there. And I was like, it was hilarious. It wasn't really a bug,
Can I say also, speaking of Mr. Yobo, if he ever sees this, congratulations, you were very good at the commentary on the football match. I was loving every minute of it. I was putting the scores in, with my pom-poms and my whistle. I had my sports bra on and everything. It was fantastic. Mini skirt all the way.
Yeah.
It was too warm to be wearing trousers, man. Of course I wore the mini skirt.
All available on Poise's OnlyFans, but yeah, carry on.
£200 a month. It's worth it just to see the hair.
But yes, so back to Haymaker. It's the developer then thought about some of the possible problems playing while seated. And he was saying he wanted to implement all sorts of kicking motions and modes, and it was just like, right, well, Dragon Fist guy, he's done it on buttons and things. It's literally just where you're looking and pulling a button, and he was just like, no, I'm not happy with that. I need something a bit
I gotta
better.
say, I love that kick that you did. The kicks look fantastic, but tell me I'm lying when I say it reminds me of something out of Naked Gun, where he's sort of like they're doing the fight and they're doing the punches, and then he grabs both hands, and then the guy uses his foot, but it doesn't exactly look like his foot. It's like another fist with a shoe on it.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 bang.
It's just your foot coming up.
Yeah, right. I had that momentary thing, but it still looks fucking banging. Mate. It still looks great. It still looks great, but it just reminded me of Leslie Nielsen at that moment when I saw it. I was like, that's fucking priceless.
Yeah,
I
no.
did like the look of it. It did how he's implemented kicking within it, and that you have to.
It's
and
gesture based.
Anybody doesn't know. Yeah,
it's all gesture based. Roundhouse, side kicks.
If you were going to do a roundhouse kick, you bring both of your hands to the opposite side as to where the kick would be coming out.
Yep. So if I want it high, that high. If I want it in the middle, it's sort of like over the middle. I'm trying not to hit the microphone.
And again, for anyone who hasn't thrown a kick of that ilk, it's to mimic the body motion that you would put into that movement. So
make sure you loosen your waist when you do it. Don't keep yourself static when you're playing it, because you'll end up doing yourself in. Yeah, I've done that in some games when I first started on VR, where it'll want you to do a move and your top half thinking, yeah, I can do the move, but you also remember you're in a VR, so you don't think to move your legs. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes, I've done it where I pulled my back out a couple of times, but that's probably because I'm old and decrepit.
Now, this is something that is definitely, you definitely got to be careful of with this game, because there is some twisting. Now, one of the moves is a judo throw. So you grab the wrist, you grab underneath the muscle, the bicep, and then you've got to turn, and you've got to turn your whole body. And I've even got to do it while seated. And I've got to go from this position here all the way over to there, and then I've got to do the throw motion. If I don't do it right, I break their arm, which is fantastic. If I do it right, their whole body goes flying over, and it is brilliant.
Awesome.
Yeah, right. So either way, if I do it wrong, snap.
If you've
if I do it right,
I
win.
Whilst doing a shoulder toss, that you've actually done it wrong. But yeah, okay.
The thing is, I also saw you walk up to each one and just snap their necks one after another. So,
yep.
I was in the moment you did that. I was crying with tears of joy, and then followed by a kick to the head that took the head clean off.
And like you can stamp on their legs while they're on the ground and snap their knees, and they scream and grab their knee and roll about, and it's just like fantastic animation, fantastic response.
It's definitely something that I want to have a look at. I suppose the big one for me though, because you made a very bold claim at the start of this tirade, and it was one of the best. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the best that we have at the moment is what we were playing recently, which is Dragon Fist VR Kung Fu. Compare and contrast, please, sir.
Okay, Dragon Fist VR Kung Fu is fantastic, and probably one of my most favourite VR games ever. I love the ragdoll physics and everything in there, but the big but, there's no grabbing. Now, one of the things that Haymaker excels at is block. You see the arms, they come up green, they come up blue. Sometimes you see a foot now coming up in blue, and it's just like a highlighted area where they're going to hit, and it will go flash, 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 and you've got to block. And if you can do it in time and grip one of them as you block, especially if you can get a stun in there as well, so they're a bit dazed for that split second, you can then grab a limb. And you can grab their arms, their wrists, their forearms, their elbows, right up to their shoulders, their heads, their necks, their legs. You can catch a kick. You can snap their knee with the kick. And you go,
can you do all of this? Can you do all of... See, I know the reason why he hasn't implemented throwing, because I've spoke to Ben about this at reasonable length. So, can you just walk up to them and grab them at any time?
In sandbox mode, yes. In roguelike mode, no, unless you are the grappler.
Oh, roguelike.
Yeah, because there's 4 classes in the roguelike. So you got like striker, grappler. Can't remember the other 2 because I only really use the striker, the grappler.
Are we still on about Dragon Quest or Haymaker?
Haymaker,
No, you're on
Haymaker.
about Haymaker.
Oh, Haymaker roguelike. Yes, please. Yeah, I'm getting that. Yep.
It's brilliant.
Like,
It's
well,
brilliant.
hang on. Well, hang on. We don't need to get it because our good friend here, Mr. Ripper, I'm sure can have a quick chat with the.
I will
dev and
certainly
go, I
have a
know a couple
word.
of guys that might want to
Yeah.
do some coverage for your game. So
Yeah, no, I'll
Yeah.
certainly have a
I know
word.
a
It is
psychopath
reasonably
and
cheap
somebody
at
who
the
knows a
moment,
lot about games to show it off for you. You know, one doing it the right way,
Exactly.
which would be Devil, and then one who's doing it the wrong way, which is
Exactly.
me.
I know a sweet talker
So-
and a happy psychopath, I'll tell him, don't worry.
It's the sweet talker. Full of compliments today.
He is rather sweet talker.
So what I do know of Dragonfist VR is the reason why he didn't implement the grappling and throwing is because then what happens is that's all anybody ever does. If you look at something like Blade and Sorcery, the fact
Should have
that
been put in a stun.
you can have some epic sword fights on Blade and Sorcery. I've never
Oh, I
played
love
it.
that game.
I've
I
seen
love it.
them. But then the fact that you can just grab them and sling them about the place at will,
Yeah.
then means that there is
yeah.
it then means within combat for the vast majority of people there is a path of least resistance.
Yeah.
And we're only human, and we will often take the path of least resistance.
I'll say
Honestly-
Crystal
There for
Hunt
something
sort of
else.
negates that a bit, to be honest. The Crystal Hunt does negate that a bit because you can only really get to that point once you've achieved the strength by beating the outposts and stuff like that and the boss at the end of it. Because the Crystal Hunt really does make so I can't run up at the very beginning with a little butter knife and just grab someone because they're just going to resist me and they're going to kick me back or they're going to attack back. I have to be stronger by gaining the crystals. So at least in that, I can completely agree with you when it comes to Blade and Sorcery that the sandbox side of it, well, when you can just grab them and stick their heads together like fucking Tweedledee and Tweedledum, then it doesn't really matter. But when it comes to Crystal Hunt, that is where the game really does shine itself. I never played the sandbox. I
Don't
played all
get me
Crystal
wrong.
Hunt.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be a sour person. I mean, there's
Oh, yeah,
there's a
yeah,
brilliance.
yeah.
There's a brilliance to going into a game and being ridiculously overpowered and just having your way. It reminds me of that clip that you see of that did the round on YouTube ages ago, where a short woman comes down the stairs to see her fella on the screen. You can see what he's doing. He's literally got someone's head and repeatedly smashing it into his lounge table, and then on the screen you can see this guy's head being repeatedly, and like her coming down at 2 o'clock in the morning, hearing go, "You fucking like that?" The thing is, that's VR, isn't it? That's one of the experiences.
Yeah.
It's a poised experience. It's definitely an experience. So
Makes me happy.
For me, I'd something like that. I'd want to measure the technicality of it. What you were saying about how you have to do multiple things before you're allowed to grab them, that seems perfect. If that is the case,
You can't just grab
there's
them
a
a lot
class
of the
that is
time.
specifically
No.
for that.
So
You
the
can build
grappler.
into something
Oh no,
is-
sorry, I was talking about Haymaker, not the
Oh, yeah.
quest.
I see. I see. I was going to say, I see that with Haymaker, the grappler class can grapple quicker, but most of the time you've still got to block at least 2 hits to be able to activate the grap. You've got to get some sort of stun on them, because if you just grab them, they pull away, or they kick you, or they like, what are you doing? You're not going to just stand there and be grabbed. But if you can get a quick
I like
slap
that,
in, so
'cause
they're
I
like,
know-
oh, and then grab their wrist and fling them, you'll throw them off balance and they'll stumble. And all sorts. I mean, I've
do
grabbed an
know-
arm, twisted it up behind their back, and pushed them off the edge of a building. It's freaking
Nice.
hysterical.
Oh,
I
I'm
do-
so sorry that I haven't gotten around to this game sooner. I am.
I do know from. I mean, it's only just come out of. Is it still in early access, or is
Yeah.
it? Only
I think
just-
it's
It
still
is
isn't it?
probably one of the best early access games I've ever played. Even when it came
I
out
do know
in
from-
October, I think it was last year. I was just like, wow, you're onto something here. Just
First
release it
time I
now.
saw it was another VR YouTuber, but he doesn't really do long form. He does short form combat videos because he likes his martial arts and stuff, called Vigo. And he does some really good stuff. And when he got Haymaker, my God, he let loose. And it was just impressive to see somebody who's got the combat knowledge in previous to then use that in VR and it be 1-to-1 to a point.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just impressive. And also from what you mentioned, Ripper, about the highlighted blocking and countering locations, they are optional, aren't they? You can just dodge out the way of them.
Yeah, you
It's-
can move
it's not-
back,
you're
you can
not
do
really
dash,
locked
back,
in.
forwards.
You're not locked into, say, for example, like a Batman-esque type of bullshit. It's not that.
No, you
Because,
can move back,
I
forwards,
shadow with the
sidestep,
have to be.
everything with
It's
all with the
there.
It
controller.
doesn't have to be that. It's a choice.
Yeah.
And
No, that's good because I saw those and I was like, do you have to do that? Is that something, or can you actually make your own form from that? So is that just a suggestion? You can you turn those off in the settings?
I'm not sure if you can turn them off entirely, because that is sort of one of the points of this, is to block all of those moves and to learn how to block them and catch them.
And no, I mean to say, if you'd already know how to do it, it would be nice if they just took the highlights out
basically wants the
completely.
ability to remove the prompts. So
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
the
I'm not
visual
sure
as
on that
opposed
one,
to-
but that is a good
That
one
would
to
be
actually probably to
interesting.
bring up. Because
like,
literally,
say
when you
if
load
they've
up the
done
game,
this, they know about combat and the shoulders and everything. So if somebody's, as you know yourself, Ripper, if someone's throwing a punch, they use the waist, they use the
Yep.
shoulder, and then it comes through. So you can see that as long as it's identified properly, as long as it's
Yeah.
choreographed correctly by the opponents, the enemies. So would you say that you could tell what that NPC is about to throw at you, or is it just sort of like you have to go for the highlights?
With the top body movements, yes. With the knees and kicks, I don't think I could pick up on those so well, because sometimes like the knee just
Ooh.
literally comes up, and without a warning, they're not going to do another motion other than like they're just standing
I am
like that,
gonna
and
have to
suddenly the
play
knees
this
up,
now
and it's
because
like, if
might
they don't
know.
get a prompt for that, there's no chance
I
you're
might
seeing
know
that's
why you
coming.
can't see that.
Mm,
So where do you look when you are fighting your opponent?
straight at them. Straight at them.
And where would you concentrate your view?
The
on their
highlight would
face?
be,
No,
probably
where would you
around
be
the center,
looking?
so
Where would you
probably
be-
around throat height.
Yeah,
so
I
I
was going
can-
to say you want to be a little bit lower. You want to be kind of like sternum.
Yeah, so then that
And
way I see
then
the
you get
blue
a
kick
better picture
icons,
of
which
everything.
come up
But
around
then
waist
this
height.
is the problem. Yeah, this is the problem you're going to have in VR and the limited view, is that if you're looking at the correct place to be able to gauge most of your opponent's body, in normal life, that's fine. You would see the little raise of the leg or the twitch in the knee or the shift in the stance. But then in VR, because we're close and cropped, it's not really going to matter too much. So you might even benefit looking at the stomach in that circumstance.
Possibly.
But then that throws in, oh yeah, I can perfectly tell when he's going to kick me or knee me. Bam, 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 as you're being punched in the face.
Yeah.
Third leg,
But
third
it's
leg.
definitely one to bring up. I mean, literally, when you load up the game, you'll see, poised on the main menu on the left-hand side, he's got join the Discord. There's
Next
a load of
week,
suggestions.
please,
Please
next
click
week.
on vote on the
Please.
suggestion on the next thing that you want to implement. So it's literally got fix the updates, implement this, add a new arena, add more people. And it's just like you literally vote every couple of weeks on it, what you want adding to the game. And the developer is just constantly working on it, updating, adding more. And it's just like,
And that's my suggestion.
It does. So what I'm
Take
looking
away
at,
the training wheels for the people who don't need the training
yeah,
wheels.
I think that's a great
I mean,
suggestion.
yeah,
I really do.
like the ability to. I mean, I would imagine he's probably got a hide HUD, even if there isn't that much HUD UI in the game. Like I assume, again, I haven't watched a massive amount of it, and what I have watched, it looks very much focused on the combat.
Everything's on your
side of
hands, I
things, but I would
believe.
imagine, yeah.
Are they
maybe-
also
maybe an option.
transparent?
Yeah.
Like they were as well. Do you not change the transparency on that?
Not as
Or
far
is
as I'm
it just
aware.
standard?
Again, not really
okay.
looked that much.
See,
I've
I
just
would have
literally
said-
gone in and I'm like, ha!
I would have said the transparency. I mean, again, maybe an option to turn it on and off. But the transparency will only really be a boon to you within those kind of games, because you're actually going to be able to see through your own limbs be
Yeah.
able to. Now, again, I know it's like, oh, wow, you can't do that in real life. It's like, yeah, but
No.
we are in VR. Do you want to be a
Mm.
superhero and do cool things? Well, here's the ability to look through your arm so you can gauge what your opponent's doing whilst maintaining a guard or a block. Or
I
and
was told
again,
the moment Ripper just got him in a headlock and just snapped it.
mm,
The moment I heard it just go
Crunch.
like that, I was freaking sold on this game beyond
for
measure.
me,
That sound alone was like, shut up and take.
So tell you what, it was the guy that I uppercutted, and he spun round, and he like did a little pirouette as he fell, and he landed on the floor, and I stamped on his back, and his spine just went, and it was like, oh,
nice.
oh, he's
Brilliant
dead
stuff.
then. That was beautiful.
And that's why VR was invented.
For me,
Yeah.
it looked like
Wow.
it's something that I've always wanted, and I was, well, after yesterday's session with Dragon Fist, with the whole Fighter Forge system being implemented now, because not only can you make a character for yourself, but you can make multiple characters.
I've got to yet make one. I've still got to make one, man.
Well, I
looked
looked at all of that, and I was like, okay, so this is robust enough now for me to, because I'd love to see a Fist of the North Star game in VR. And it looks like between the Fighter Forge ability and a few other things that he's got in,
You're going to
in the
create
game that I know of, I can make it myself. I can put all the characters in. I'll do the voice acting, obviously, or I'll record it from various things and put it in there. But then I looked at the combat that was in Haymaker, and I was like, oh yeah, that's something that could be something quite special. So. Yeah,
It is.
you'll
It's
see
very
those
special.
photos
It
for
really
us.
does look good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, the
Dragon Fist, by
grappling,
the way,
grappling sold me on Haymaker straight away, and then, as I say, it's just got better and better, and with more different breaks happening and different screams and reactions from the NPCs. It's just like a
I'm
psychopath dream.
definitely up for that. Yeah. So can
Yeah,
you
have a
can
word
you
then,
disable
Ripper.
them?
Yeah, I'll have a word. You what? Sorry.
Can you actually? So
Disable
say, for
them?
example, you take out a certain. No, I mean to say, you can put them in a position where there's only one left and they can't do anything to you.
Oh, he sounds like a fucking psychopath as well, doesn't
Damn,
he?
I
When
haven't
he's-
tried that.
when
So
he's
I've
just
broken
talking
an
about-
arm and broken a leg and made him
This
sort of
is
hobble
all-
at me.
I know where this is going, and this is
I'm just
I want
asking
to
for
be able
friends.
to abuse the last guy. That's all you. That's the angle that you're going for.
I miss my
He literally
crew from
wants to
Hard
leave
Bullet.
everybody. I get the impression it's going to be like that fucking scene from Red Dragon, where if he can, he wants to kill them all, insert fucking glass into his eyes, so it looks
Oh,
like
make
the
it
people,
beautiful. You're
the
transcendent
dead
humanity.
bodies that are lined up against the wall are watching, and then he can have people watching whilst he has his way with the last guy. I tell you what, I don't know if I want this game now. It sounds too much.
It sounds
Like a
fantastic,
boys'
and I
game.
saw you had knives. You had knives. I saw the knife. I saw the
Yeah.
knife, Ripper. I want in.
There's
Talk to the
loads of
developer,
weapons,
please.
and there's more. Just seems to be added.
Yeah,
There wasn't a
we'll
switchblade in there
happily give
before.
him some coverage.
Because I was kind of
I'm
like,
just looking
what
forward
is
to-
this bit
if
of
you could, like-
metal? And then I pressed my trigger and it was just like, ching. Okay.
And I'd like
Oh, is it a flick? Is it a
chainsaw.
flick,
Flick
knife? Is it
knife.
a
Yeah.
nice-
Oh, no
I didn't
way.
know what it
That's
was.
cool.
And I was like, click.
That's
Oh,
cool.
stab.
Oh, I love this.
Love
I
it,
love
mate.
this already.
Love
This is
it.
going to be great fun.
And,
Oh,
you
yeah.
saw my
I'm
short
looking
today,
forward to
boys, with me hitting that guy in the face with the pole, and it just went.
it. Yeah,
See, I may
makes my
even,
morning.
myself personally, I might even hold off for the whole Steam frame thing, maybe, and wait for it on that. I don't know. Because again, it was one of the things that I was thinking of, because a game like that, you'd need to have decent tracking to be able to do stuff.
Mm.
And it's.
Are you going to get yourself some balls, Devil?
I've already got plenty.
Plenty of balls. Yeah. Your
Ball?
arm balls and your
Jacking
leg
balls.
balls.
From Slime VR.
What?
I
I don't
You
get
playing
that.
with your balls, Devil. And your
I don't
arms
get-
and your legs.
the leg
I don't
trackers.
get the reference.
You just want to play with my balls.
Oh, you mean like mocap? Are you
Yeah.
talking about mocap?
Well,
Right,
like Slime
right.
VR with the.
I could imagine
wrist
you in
balls and the
classic,
ankle
like,
balls.
1990s mocap outfit. You know what I
Got
mean?
ya. Got
Just-
ya.
just
Oh
like
yeah, no,
Rapid
it's hung
Two,
up at
just
the back.
imagine
It's just
The
just
glass
out
is
of
on,
shot. Just
but
out
with
of
the
shot.
whole cooperate like
Just out.
turns up. Oh, don't mind me. I was just doing some animations.
But no, it does look appealing. But yeah, again, just a small tangent. It's one of the things that I was a bit concerned of is when the Steam, or when eventually I get the Steam frame,
Mm.
that it won't have my precious Pro controllers. So then I won't have the cameras in the controllers, which then means I can't put my hands behind my back. And is there going to be tracking issues? But again, we shall see. I'm hoping that I might be able to somehow use the Quest Pros on the Steam frame, but
Fingers crossed for you, mate.
Isn't that going to
Fingers
take a bit of
I'm
faffing?
sure someone will do it. I'm
Yeah.
sure someone will allow it. I don't see
But, you know,
why they
if
wouldn't.
Steam OS is going to be as good as it is, it should accept any Bluetooth device. So,
It should. Well, this will be one of the things that I'll get to try out, won't it? So,
yeah, man, looking forward to that.
but yeah, get us a copy of that. I'll have a look at that.
No problems, no problems. I'll have a word
One way
today.
or another, I'm getting it. I'm just getting it. There's no reason I can't. I heard the crunch and I saw the violence and I was like, I want Daddy like it,
Awesome,
Daddy
yeah.
want it. So
I
it's
know.
going. Yeah, it's happening.
I love fighting games. Honestly, as I say, Dragon Fist is probably one of my most loved and most
I'm gonna
played
be
fighting
working
game.
back to that.
But
I'm gonna be
Haymaker,
working back
Yeah,
to
you
that.
need to come on that with us.
It's-
It's really
it's-
good.
No, I'm working my way back, so I'm getting myself a bit physically more fitter on Arcaxer so that I don't sound like an epileptic asthmatic seal by the time I get to Dragon Fist, because I remember last time I played that with Wick, who is a near 60-year-old man, and he sounded fitter than me.
Yeah, he probably just.
I don't know.
Can
Did
you
did
stop
what you should
smoking
be
now,
doing.
boys? You should be
Just-
alright.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
stop smoking, but I also put
turn
on
your
weight
mic off.
through stop smoking
Turn
to
your
prove that
mic
I
off.
had to do the
You'll be fine.
exercise. Oh yeah, no, I just.
Yeah, that's when you turn your mic off.
If I sound like I'm mildly aroused and going,
Yeah, that's
That's
very-
why
that's
I've
very
got a load of
good.
fluff
Yeah,
on my
Size.
microphone so you can't hear me breathing when I'm like,
oh, don't lie to us. You know that's one fluff. Stop putting it to your nose.
hey.
You know where that's been. It's like a
Yeah.
swab.
Right then, guys. On to the next one. We got Devil. What are we doing? RoboQuest,
yeah.
my friends.
Don't put this all on
It's
me.
all on
We've
you,
all
Fred, it's
played
all
it.
on
We're
you.
Yeah,
all
wow.
going to talk about it. So, yeah. Let me just make sure that it is up on screen. Oh, hang on. Oh, right. Okay. Hang on. There we go.
It's catching up.
Now I'm caught. So yeah, RoboQuest. So that one has recently come out. I've done a little bit of coverage on it. That is a game that I remember hearing a lot about a while back, and then delay, and I just did what I usually do and forgot about it. And then I think it was you who said to me, Poise, that it's out and it's got a bolt gun in it, and
Yeah.
and I was like, oh yeah, that game. I remember that game. So
I
yeah.
literally creamed my pants the moment that I realised it was out, and I was like, I've been waiting, and
Yeah,
I just sort of went into it.
creamed his and my pants, because you then went and bought me a copy of it as well. So beat the devs to the punch on that one, which is good and appreciated, because, like, you know, I don't feel obligated to do content because I haven't been given a key, but I'll do it anyway. Because
The way I saw it was one fantastic roguelike game that you definitely would have had some joy out of, and it was definitely something that should have been put on the channels.
No, it's a very good one. It's, as I've said, I think my only concerns with it, just to get them out of the way first and foremost, it's a little pricey for what it is. Obviously, there are quite major cooperative issues at the moment, but not for everybody, but definitely for the vast majority. And it is ultimately just a repeat of one of the genres that is kind of done to death in VR, the kind of VR arena shooter. And RoboQuest starts off as that, like, obviously quite big and then long, but it isn't an arena shooter in that the levels are quite outstretched. But then the way that it plays is like an arena shooter, in that you move to an area, kill all the enemies in it, move on to the next, kill all the enemies in it. You know, it follows the tropes of an arena shooter. But it's one of the best, the most well hidden arena shooters that I have seen, in that it's got the mechanics, but then it breaks the mold by actually having a full map that you can go through, and so on. And so again, that would be my last concern is you then have games like Light Brigade, like Compound, like Hellsweeper, like I mean even Hellsplit, well yeah, Hellsplit is the same. Obviously, that's a melee one, not a shooting one. And we have a lot of those kind of games on VR, but then to see what flat screen has, and that brought over to VR really opens your eyes on that side of thing. So I would compare RoboQuest to probably the best one that we have and probably the least known, which would be Hellsweeper, for the level of content, complexity, build. The one thing that I found from playing it is there are powerful ways to play the game, but there isn't one specific one or one standout one. It's been very well developed in that regard because you can take, from what I can gather, from what I've seen, you can take the starting pistol and complete the game with the starting pistol if you have the correct things and then a little bit of RNG in there as well, and you've got the correct class. So that's always nice to see that all weapons can be made relevant. Too many times in games you get like, oh my god, it's a fucking bolt gun, but it's shit past level 2, so we'll have to use something else. And then I suppose the biggest point to talk on is just how good the port has been. The port has been, it looks seamless and absolutely fantastic. If I didn't know that it was a flat screen game previously, I would have said that has been built for VR.
I didn't.
So, yeah,
I didn't know of its existence before VR.
When I heard of it, that was the first thing that was put on my radar, that it's a flat screen game. And that didn't make me want to go and play the flat screen game. If anything, I was like, yeah, cool, that looks awesome. I'll wait until the VR side of things come in. And again, I said it in my coverage, and I'll say it again, they've done an absolutely fantastic job of bringing it. Price-wise, though, I know very little on this side of things, but I would like to think in this topsy-turvy world that we live in, converting a game from flat to VR is cheaper than making a game from scratch. So why is the price the same? Why is it a little bit more expensive on VR? And again,
I may have an opinion on it.
No, of course.
I've got a guess on it.
It's one of those things for me is like the $22.99, I think it is, that had me stalling on the price. Again, it's a game that I could go and get on flat screen at a lot less than that. Yeah, it made me stall on the price. But if it was at like that $14.99 price point, that would have been a bit of a no-brainer purchase for me because of what
state it's in at the minute. Yes, I would 100% go with that. The state that it's in at the minute. Me personally, I'd say at the £22 mark if it was functioning in the way it's all meant to. Because
okay.
I mean, I don't know because I haven't completed it yet. But because you have, you've done it, so you've definitely got a different scale on it.
Just a quick thing, guys. We've got Gamertag VR in the chat, and he's just asked if he should check out RoboQuest on Quest 3. And they've asked him to check it out, but he's not sure if people are that interested, as his first 2 videos did pretty average. Now, I haven't really experienced it yet, GT. I saw Poised stream on it
because I'm pretty.
Well, I saw the Pretty Man's stream on it the other day, and without Devil's explanation there, I wouldn't have known the depth to the game from just seeing Poised play. I only watched about an hour Poised, but there was nothing in it that really drew me to being like, oh, this is a roguelike I need. But with Devil's explanation, it's like, oh, if there's a lot of content in there and you're comparing it to Hellsweeper, which is probably one of my favorite roguelikes, I need to check this game out now. So
it doesn't play like Hellsweeper.
No, but it's the content. It's the amount of content that was in there.
movement shooter is what I call it. Movement
Hellsweeper's
shooter.
So if there's a lot of guns,
Hellsweeper-
upgrades and things, abilities and things to be able to get, that's now something I'm a lot more interested in.
It's not as, I mean, initially I didn't think it was as broad as Hellsweeper, but recently I've found that I think you can manipulate the special attacks that some of the weapons have, and then you can like one of the things that I've always loved in those sort of games is
on that game,
being able to take a thing and then completely manipulate it to do a different job. So it's the same thing, but like, you know, instead of ice attacks, you've now, you know, you've made the fucking flamethrower an ice thrower or a volt thrower, things like that, of that nature. It
I
doesn't
exploded
have the
by pressing a
combination.
button.
Oh, there you go. It doesn't have
Upwards.
doesn't have the combination element in that you can't just take a thing in one hand to take a thing in another hand and smush them together. But that's because it was a flat screen game and you wouldn't be able to do that anyway.
Yeah.
But as I said, if I didn't know any better, I would have said that that game was a VR game. Because we've played ports, like, you know, like Hitman 3 VR, one of Boyce's favourites. That's not even a port, is it? It's not even a port. Cheers, boys.
One of GT's favourites as
a
well,
port,
eh,
but
mate?
That doesn't feel.
Rockstar games.
That doesn't feel like a VR
games.
game.
Sorry.
It doesn't feel like a VR
Sorry.
game. It feels like a flat screen game that has then been brought to VR. And there's been other games that have done that as well. Whereas, again, you know, if nothing else, I now have an eye on what they're going to do next, because it was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from what I've played of RoboQuest so far.
Version, man.
And it keeps on expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding as well. Lots of little extra things to do, lots of little additional quests, lots of things keep on coming up. Then you start getting given new classes as well. And yeah, it's really, really solid game. To I suppose address
You've got a
GT's
bit of a delay going on with you, devil.
question, yeah, probably. To address GT's question directly, he's in a different boat because he has to take on things that are popular. But I can see that being popular.
I'd say it's
but then there's also an element of like, you know what, GT, do one for you, mate. You'll enjoy that one. Don't do that for the audience. Do it for you. I think you'll really enjoy that one.
If you really do like movement shooters, I fell in love with this the moment that I got my first weapon, and my first weapon was a smegging beam cannon, just this big ass beam cannon, and I was like a boy again. I was like, because like I was just expecting standard run and gun stuff. Now, yes, standard run and gun. However, you can really do the sort of jump slide maneuverability because momentum is a thing. I realized that a bit later on, that momentum is definitely a thing into this, especially when you can bounce on top of each enemy's head to a point, not all enemies, because some of them have defenses, but it allows you to be so mobile and so fast that you're just a whirlwind going around a small location, even sometimes that's tight, and just you don't have to be.
Yeah. To be fair, when I first played that game, I was very much ranged and very much slow moving, and if I want to complete a run, that's the way that I would do it. But I'm doing different things now. My focus in completing the game has shifted left whilst I explore the other elements that just keep on unlocking and unlocking and unlocking, and more and more and more being given. But yeah, it can be incredibly fast, incredibly fast paced. It can be a poised game in its speed and veracity, I suppose.
Adrenaline,
velocity.
It's like Doom if it was all robots and you could bounce on their heads and cause damage. So that's what I'd say. It's got Doom Eternal-esque co-op shooting. So basically, yeah, you're moving like a bullet if you want to. Depending on the weapons, of which there's loads of tropes in it as well. I came across the Noisy Cricket from Men in Black. I came across a Mr. Meeseeks box, and I came across the Warhammer 40k bolter, which for me it was just as a sad old nerd. It was really good. It was just really good to sort of go, oh, I got
Bolter!
and then I just went, oh yeah, the bolter was the thing. On my stream, I knelt down in reality and praised it, the goddamn for it. Followed by immediately dying because I changed out of my actual setup that I'd already built into and then got
Yeah,
myself
Bolter
killed.
got me killed also.
Yep.
Exactly the same way.
The
I had a
bolter got
great
me killed.
shuriken streaker catapult build going on. Didn't want to be Eldari, ended up Eldari, picked up the bolter, died. So
Yeah. But if we hadn't, though, so I mean,
the only thing I was going to, just because GT's asked something else as well. That's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, where is the Steam?
Yeah, where's the
An
Steam
interesting way
frame?
to put it, GT. The flat to VR folk expected some coverage. Well, I know how much expected costs, and I'm sure you do as well. So yeah,
I don't know shit. I'm just there for the fun.
It's one of those things. Is if it is expected by the devs for you to do some coverage, well then that's advertisement, and advertisement costs money, right? So that's why I say that it's a very good game. It's well worth covering. We're all after, but on another tangent, I suppose, we're all after things that people want to watch. You want to give things on the channel and do playthroughs and give information on things that people want to see. It's massively
Haymaker's going to be
disheartening
mine next.
It's massively
People want to
disheartening
see me
to
play
put
with
a lot of
Haymaker.
effort
Oh yes.
into something and then it just falls flat. I get the impression that's just what's happening with VR at the moment, because VR is falling a little flat. So, but yeah, here's
Not as
hoping
flat as
Steam
console
frame.
art. Oh, did I say it? Yes, the Smegging did.
What?
Because they're ruining themselves.
Oh, no.
Console are ruining themselves,
You're good,
mate. That's a whole thing in itself.
Yeah.
God damn. God damn.
Yeah.
They're not doing well.
I need that Steam frame. I need that Steam frame now. I want to apply it up to my Steam machine.
Give me
and
my
I need
Steam
to
frame.
get going. Mate, I literally feel like I'm on a holding pattern until the Steam frame gets launched. Because
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can't be bothered to play anything because you know that you'll probably end up having to start it all again on the next platform?
It's not because I can't be bothered, because I want to start it all up on that as well. Just because I'm getting a Steam frame doesn't mean I won't be doing, Quest coverage still.
Traitor. Absolute fucking traitor, man.
No. The thing is,
I'm
Steam
not
frame,
coach.
Steam frame, and Steam VR, I will still toe the line of fuck PC VR, because for me, Steam frame and Steam machine is not PC VR. If it works out the way that I think it's going to work out, it's going to be console VR. Or at least it will be in the way that I want to use it and my experiences. Yeah. And I will be doing my damnedest to make sure that that's how I portray it. And if I can't portray it that way because it doesn't work that way, then it won't get as much coverage as I want it to. I want to be able to turn the Steam frame on, turn my Steam headset on, and play a PC VR game. Oh, damn it, I said the word. It is PC VR.
PC VR!
But you get what I mean.
You did it to
It shouldn't be that difficult to play a PC VR game.
PC VR, but it's PC VR.
It shouldn't be difficult. It's just a word. Still fuck them, but it's just a word.
And
days,
you know what's going to
kumquat.
happen with the Steam frame as well is that the APKs from Meta are going to go wild as everybody downloads them and now plays Meta standalone games on Steam frame. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to happen.
Totally robbing one off the back of a lorry. Straight off the back of a lorry. Straight off.
Well, if I can find out who the fuck I need to get in touch with as far as Steam's concerned, I've done some reaching out, and yeah, I haven't been able to get hold of His Highness Gabe. I think he's out on his yacht at the moment, so get back to me.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will, Devil.
I'm sure he won't. Sure he won't. Who's this ant? Who's this ant in my garden? But yeah,
hello, Mr. Gabe, God of all Steam.
I'm hopeful for where all of that's going to go. And again, I'd love to see a lot of games, RoboQuest included. Getting back to the topic at hand, it was the standout thing for me with RoboQuest, and this leads on from what I was saying about as just how good it is. A shining example of how games should be ported. from flat to VR. It's very
Some
clear.
caveats on that. Some caveats.
Isn't there
but
some
it's very
issues with
clear
the
to
sound,
me.
wasn't there?
I don't want to say thinking about it because they have said certain things that I don't really. I mean, I'm not sure if we should bring them up here because we don't really want to be
No.
saying anything negative about
No.
it if they are actually going to fix it. So,
Right, attacking me, sorry.
Well, no, because you do want to warn people as to what they're
yeah,
buying
definitely,
into right
definitely
now.
want to warn people
You
about
don't
that.
want to
yeah.
be. You don't want to be the guy that's like, oh yeah, it's amazing, go
No.
and get it, go and get
My
it,
name
and then it's
is
shit.
Poise the
That
Noobis,
ruins
not Mateo.
reputations.
My
Ruins
name
reputations.
is Poise, not Mateo. That arse. I don't like that. I'm sorry. No, he's naughty. He is scummy naughty. That's not how you do things, man. If you're going to be honest with the people that you have a channel for and that people subscribe to you, they want to see you the truth. They don't want to see you lie to them on a daily, and that's shite. So yeah, no,
Yeah.
I won't have that. I could be.
Yeah, but
I'll
it's
be a
also-
nobody
Oh,
and be happy
100%
about it.
GT, 100%.
I'd
mate.
rather be. I'd rather be a nobody. I'd rather be a nobody and be happy with it and tell the truth than tell a lie and get a load of cash just because sod everyone else and benefit myself. No, not when
Ooh.
it comes to gaming.
Well, remember though that things like that are, it is from his own perspective. So the thing is, he may not be lying as far as he's concerned because he genuinely believes.
Then he was extraordinarily
things he says.
lucky.
But yeah.
Very
Like
lucky.
it's like I say to that, like the amount of people again. Oh, and here we are back at PCVR. So it's like the amount of people that I speak to about PCVR. I think, like Ripper, you've always been honest with me with how you find it, and it's the experience that I get out of like 70, 80, probably 90% of people. Occasionally, someone will come along and go like, "Ah, you're just doing it wrong. Oh, you don't know what you're fucking doing, idiot. You're not doing it correctly."
No,
If you
It's
can
like
easily fall through an
you're
entire
either-
map within a second of loading up, and
you're
you're
either
there praising me.
lying you're either lying to me or you're lying to yourself if you can wholeheartedly put your hand on your heart and say I've never had any problems running a PC VR game, because that's just not the truth. It's got so many levels and so many layers to work through. Yes, you can get a streamlined experience. I've had it before. My problem is holding on to it. it's like mist. Sometimes.
But you can get a streamlined experience playing on PC. It's called playing Minesweeper or Solitaire. That doesn't exist anymore.
So, so as far as RoboQuest,
RoboQuest.
yeah, again, really, really well done port. Shining example of how a flat screen game needs to be ported into VR. I'm very happy to see that it looks like the devs actually understand what makes a good VR game as well, and what would make a good flat screen to VR game. They have selected well, and it feels like they've done things. There's, I'm trying to think of
The
occasions.
single player
I can't
campaign
think.
is fantastic and definitely worth playing.
Yeah, this is what we'll move on to, because we've both had our problems with the
I've tested it on 2 forms as well, one on crossplay and one on standalone to standalone.
Yeah, but you
So
didn't
I've
have
got-
any
I've got
problems with the
2 to go.
crossplay, but me
Yes, I
and you
did.
had. Oh, you did. Okay, but me
Yes, I
and you
did.
had majors with it. So
I'd say it was about the same, in all honesty, because it was. I've realised a certain few things after looking back at it. I'll let you carry on with your bit before I sort of interject.
yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, I can talk about my experiences with the cooperative. So I've obviously that's the sort of game where I'd want to play it through on the solo first to get the full experience before I look at the
100%.
cooperative. Because Poise spotted me, I was like, "I'm on in a minute. Are you coming?" I was like, "Stop! I like to work these things out. Just give me a minute." So
Come with
I
me
then
and you'll see.
yeah, by a minute, I then binned the next 10 hours of my life probably into the game or what have you. And
Join us.
so I got to the point where I was like, "Yep, now we need to go and have a look at the cooperative," and I knew it wasn't going to be, because they never really are when they first come out. Some games get it right. I still maintain, and it seems to be it's always, because I've spoke to a decent amount of developers about it. It always seems to be when the game meets contact with meta, and meta specifically, and their systems, and that's all well and good. That's all well and good as a reason, but then there's other developers that I've seen where their games just work, and You remember that other podcast where we did, where I was like, "Yep, we're all the problem because we're the beta testers and we're not qualified to do it." And they don't, and because we're not qualified to do it, but they can get us to do it for free. They don't. I don't think companies bother or put any kind of
I think
impetus
I
on
said it
hiring
well on mine as
standard
well. So
Q&A
I'm going to
roles.
do this. I'm going to do that. Now, I want you to give me £25 and then create a riff yourself on it for me. And then you send it me and I'll sell it for thousands. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, sounds great to me.
That's exactly what that was to me. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Is that if you're going to have a product that you are passionate about, you want to be testing that shit. You don't want to be leaving it to some nincompoop who plays fucking Gorilla Tag on a daily basis and think Fortnite's the best game in the world. You don't. You want people who know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to the inner workings of games in general.
Yeah.
Or maybe some people who are actually willing to test these games and break them for you because they've been doing it for years. And
Yeah.
then you hire those people and give them, in the end of the day, everything's tight right now. But if you want a good product out there, you have to pay to get that shit done. You
Oh.
can't just turn around and expect kids to fix your shit.
Yeah, and first impressions are fucking everything within what's
right.
going on at the moment and what we're doing. Go on.
100%. I was going to say, and with that perfect segue, can I move on to the next subject? Yeah.
I can't even remember what it is. We've
Well,
only been here an hour and a half and
Let
I've completely lost track of the schedule.
I know.
What
me
is
get
it?
the co-op out of the
look at
way. Let me get the co-op out of the way quickly. Okay,
co-op,
so
yep,
yep.
the issues we were having, the standalone to standalone, anybody who is not hosting, who joins somebody else, after one run through, if there's a loading screen, you will occasionally get microphones cut out completely. And that is if you don't randomly get booted off the server completely and have to reload the game in. That has happened both on PC VR with standalone on crossplay and standalone to standalone. I've reported it to them on their Discord. They have got back and they have said that they will be trying to fix a patch for it either today or tomorrow. We'll still see. All I'm going to say on this is Flat to VR have been consistent so far. Let's hope this isn't the stain on their good name because I'm looking forward to Postal.
The thing is,
Postal for me. You fuck Postal. We're gonna issues.
Yeah.
just to I suppose emphasize on that is, we're conditioned these days that when a game comes out, it isn't going to fucking work properly.
Yeah.
That's why there are day one patches, day week patches, day month patches, and that's all well and good, but unless the game has an incredibly popular IP or like a fervent, almost religious kind of following to it, that can be enough to put the fucking nail in the coffin of a game. Look at Hellsweeper, the game that nobody knows, nobody
It's
plays,
gutting, man.
nobody,
Yeah.
So gutting.
because it had a fucking terrible launch on PSVR and on Quest as well. The multiplayer wasn't working. There was features. They got it all sorted and turned around within a week, but that's enough. That's enough for people to buy it, refund it. Oh, I'll come back to it, or oh, I'll wait for a few patches, or oh, I'll wait for a sale, and all of these things affect that launch, and then you don't get Gorilla Tag numbers. So,
So right, the final last half hour. Come on then, let's get the bloody arseholes at Combat Waffle out of the way. Come on.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, Combat
Waffle.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about this,
Yeah,
fellas.
I know you do, TT. I know.
And then
my
I've got.
God, the
I was there,
news.
man.
Oh
Such a great game.
Oh man.
Okay.
PTSD from the
Combat
shit.
Waffle. Can I start on this one just because I started on Ghost of Tabor in the
Silver's been
alpha.
talking for a massive long time. Yes, you go for
I
it.
started in the alpha some years ago. I think probably a
Many
year
moons
after I
ago.
got into VR, but about 4 years ago I think it was. And holy crap, I loved it. I thought it was amazing. It had such a good feeling, and with each update prior to release, it got better and better. Then release happened, and it was wonderful. And then they added more, and things got better, and the maps got changed and reorganized, and there was improvements with some bits and some other bits that I didn't like, where different repositions from this awesome extraction shooter that was based on Escape from Tarkov, because I used to love that game on flat screen, and this was the VR version of it. And then there was an update that made it so I could no longer crouch and pick up stuff off the floor. And it was like, oh, well, are you going to fix this? And they're like, yeah, but we've got other stuff that we're working on first, so we'll get to it.
The
And I
cat
think it
mainly.
took them a month before that update happened, and I could crouch and play the game again. And of course, that put me off.
Did you not like the fucking pussycat, Ripper? What's wrong with you? You wanted
well,
to
I don't
crouch when you
care
had a
about.
pussy in the base.
I
What are you
don't
on
care
about?
about the DLC and all that stuff. It's the core gameplay that I like and the core mechanics. And I loved it originally, and then it just started getting a bit out of hand. And then I got a little bit fed up with what seems like, I don't know, I'd go out completely kitted up, take 2 hits, and be like, what the heck just hit me? I'm dead. I just spent like 500 grand on bloody setup just to lose it all in 2 seconds. And then they brought out the DLC for the NPC mode, so PvE, sorry. So it was just PvE against the bots, and they are headshot honchos. Go in there without a helmet, you've got no chance. Go in there with the best helmet, and you've got a little chance if you're
Half a
an average
chance.
player. But if you're not, a shit hot player, you're done for. And I'm not a particularly good player in a lot of these types of games, especially with my shaky right hand and me aiming and stuff.
I'm a scumbag. I'm in a tree waiting for you bitches. I am.
It really, really disheartened me, the fact that things started to go wrong from what seemed to be such a good game when I played it in alpha. And then to top it off, with Combat Waffle having a pretty good reputation with Ghosts of Tabor, I then got the Silent North, thinking, this is going to be the DayZ of VR.
Do
to
you
find
not
it as
watch people's videos,
freaking walk.
Ripper?
I
could
bought
see
it the
that
day
one
it
from a
came out,
fucking
like an
mile
absolute
away.
mong, and thought, this is going to be
I bought it
DayZ.
for posterity.
And then streamed
I
it to
didn't
find
buy
it
it
was
'cause
a
I'm not a
walking
fucking idiot.
simulator.
I
And
did it-
obviously, I
am no
streamed it for
browser.
2 hours and couldn't get my money back because I played it for 2 hours at that point. I was just like, what did I just play? What did I just show
I'm
people?
going back to that. I'm
And
going to play that.
I
gonna
tried
play
it
that
again
through.
a year later, and no difference, no players, nothing's better, nothing's changed, and what a waste, to the point that I just didn't even bother with Grim. I was just like, no, I'm not
Not the only
wasting my
ones,
money
yeah.
on something when they can't even make their first game stay consistently
Oh.
good.
Yes,
And then the
that's what-
second
it's
game
like
was just
reputation.
absolutely appalling. There's just
But
no
guys-
Reputation
point.
is absolutely everything in
Yeah,
any.
as Gamer Tag said
anything.
earlier. Reputation
But
is everything.
when you are in something as niche within a niche within a niche as what we're all involved in, it's it's number one. I mean, it should be number one anyway, but it's even more brought to the fore. So go on, Poise. You've obviously got loads to say about this. I can see the stroking going on.
Yeah. Yes.
Seething, guys.
As I've said to the lads, as I've said, because there's so much I want to unload here. So my first foray into any form of VR was Ghosts of Tabor, because I saw a good friend of mine at Swick VR, lovely old chap. He's got his own channel and everything like that. And I used to banter with him because we're from around the same neck of the woods. So as bit of a chat, watch him play, and I was like, this is a really interesting game. I might get into VR myself because I was thinking about playing something. I thought I'll start playing this. Played it when it was in the alpha, then in the beta. It was all good right up until they started introducing DLC packs that made no sense. They were bringing in systems that weren't working with each other. Then on top of that, you were having stupid, silly stuff that we can all forgive, which was this putting a magazine bag inside of your bag. Just doing that, boom, hundreds of credits worth of loot has just gone up into orbit and bye-bye forever. If it wasn't that, it was the latency issues, and it started getting a bit sketchy. Now, that's where I walked away and went, do you know what? They obviously have fallen apart, and it's all after they won a VR award. It's coincidental that it was after they won that award, and they decided, oh shit, our shit smells of fucking potpourri. We should go and make 2 other games and get some cocaines and rainbow on the same time. Because obviously you're going to need cocaines and rainbows. Obviously. So we're going to do that.
Fundamental
So
part of
created-
development, especially in
Of
VR.
course.
So right after the moment that they, rendered a model of their VR award into the Ghost of Tabor, which nobody gives a fuck about, by the way, nobody gave a fuck. I threw that in the bin every single time I loaded the game up, so fuck you, Waffle. On top of that, they tried to release it. Basically, Tabor got into a stage where it was collapsing, even to the point that some PC VR players could no longer play the game anymore because every time they did go to load into a raid, it would just completely freeze them onto the loading screen. They couldn't do anything about it. They couldn't get a fix for it. It wasn't fixed in the slightest, and they were just left to the wayside. So that game, if you've got it wrong and it's not working correctly for you, that's just tough shit, really. You're not going to have to do anything about that. It's nothing you can do because they won't help. They won't work on it either. So then they decided to create Grim and Silent North. Now, North, I didn't even know it was by Combat Waffle at first. I thought, well, this looks jank and shitty. I'll go for that. I don't mind jank and shitty just to see what it's like because I find this shit funny. So I'll load it up. Oh my God, I was expecting to actually have a challenge. That was literally a walking simulator with a couple of really poorly programmed zombies.
The worst.
Really poorly. I don't know how poorly you could make a zombie that it just doesn't notice you. It just doesn't. It's just like, I'm hungry. I'm not hungry, mate. I'm not hungry for brains. I'm just standing there. The snow. I mean, on MetaQuest, I can forgive a lot because it's standalone. It's mobile technology, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to visual, that obviously these two guys know. I don't really care as much about the visual quality as long as the game mechanics are good and the bones
Me and
are
you
good.
are the same on that.
Yeah.
Ripper's the
Yeah.
fucking graphics
Yeah,
starter.
Ripper's the PC VR VR. But at the end of the day, it was sad to see. And then they tried to go into the Rust side of it. Now all this is within the same time as just after earning that award, that VR award that they were so proud of. That they split into two other sections, gave up mostly on Tabor. By the way, the island was never the same afterwards. They bombed it out and it now looks like a grey load of garbage I've never seen. I went into it after ages. I was like,
TVRG just said that.
and now it looks like a bombed out shithole that I wouldn't even classify as being anywhere near the Middle East. It looked worse than that. And it was depressing to see. And I was like, well, I'm not going to play this. I'm just going to do what everybody else has done and go to Contractors Exfil Zone because they know what they're freaking doing.
I'm so glad you brought me there, mate. So glad. It's brilliant.
Here's the bitch to it. They must have heard a lot of us go, do you know what? I miss the good old days of Tabor, I do. I miss the old days where we had the proper island and stuff like that. If only we could have those days back. Well, worry no more, folks.
Open your wallet and you can.
Price of $6.99, you can buy the fucking game that you already own.
You can buy the original.
You fucking wankers. Combat Waffle, you'll never see this. Oh my, you fucking pieces of shit. Because I played that game to death. I battered that game. I was a fucking veteran on that game. I was a scummy piece of shit, that bastard who got to killing people at Exfils. But I worked my ass off at that game. I put a load of hours into it for you to piss all over it and then charge people under a tenner just to have the game. Why not revert the fucking game? Oh right, yeah. You're not going to earn anything out of reverting it back, are you?
Exactly. That's exactly why they did it. The amount of games.
If you run out of cocaine, Combat Waffle, is that what it is? You run out of fucking cocaine because the rainbows are still about. So it must be you're running out of dough, you're struggling, and you're praying that you'll have some fucking moron pay for your piece of shit. Anybody in their right mind is not going to do that. And I hope to God they collapse and get bankrupt because they're pieces of shit and they deserve the worst. It deserves the worst.
I mean, the amount of games that put in, on PC mainly, they do it on Meta 2 occasionally, but not always. But on PC, you right-click the game, you go into properties, you go into the betas, and you can roll down and go back to previous versions of the game. So much so, like into the Radius 1, you can roll back to the very original game to what it was before they updated it to all of the the finished final product.
It's something I'm looking forward to playing.
And it is just spectacular. Yeah, it's buggy as hell.
It's a different game.
But
it's a different game.
My goodness, what a different game. It's a full open world place to go, not just sections and bits. It is a full open world that they did originally.
is even more important than that, in that it turns it back to how Stalker used to be. If we've ever played, I'm sure you've played some of the Stalker games, boys. I remember some of the older ones on PC, and there were
When I
areas.
used to play PC a long time ago, back in the Metal Age.
Yeah, the metal age, not metal as in guitar. Right, yeah. And so
It was the new metal
game
age, technically.
used to be. Again, I haven't played it, but seen a decent amount of coverage of it, enough that I want to go and play it, but not enough that I'll spoil it for myself. And it looks like it was following very much the tendencies that Stalker had, of which it takes obviously massive amounts of inspiration. Where and like even to the point where like Morrowind and some of the older Elder Scrolls games used to do this, where you could go to areas, you could go anywhere you like, but you shouldn't be there because you'll have your ass handed to you. But if you can get in there, know what you're doing, and get out, you will then boost yourself. And it's the same with how the older version of Into the Radius, like there will be places where a specific gun will spawn. Now, you shouldn't go there. You really shouldn't go there.
You
but
son of a bitch, you really
and you
fucking
could.
flash.
Yeah. And
I've got
like
memories
little.
of Vivek in Morrowind, standing on top of a rock, hitting one of the elven guys with the golden armor with the face design on it because I wasn't strong enough. Just
trying to run past. My experience of that is trying to run past like level 15 skeletons when I've just got off the fucking boat.
yeah,
Like, dead. Oh fuck! I just need to get a little bit. There's the chest. Oh, I'm dead again. So, but like little things like
Good
that.
times.
But yeah, you're quite right that charging for a rollback. So the thing that I will bring to all of this, I remember watching a lot of Tarkov coverage. I hate playing first-person shooter games with a mouse and keyboard. Yes, you can play with a controller, but then you're at a serious disadvantage, and the controls aren't done. They're not accommodated for the looting, the inventory management, and so on and so forth. You can do it. It's not very good. I tried on Dark and Darker. It doesn't fucking work. Although Steam Pad, maybe. Anyway, so I remember playing Ghosts of Tabor initially, and I remember the alphas being good. I remember it then getting into the beta, and certain items would have such heft and weight to them that you couldn't even pick them up out of the drawers or off of the table. So it's like, oh, some fucking MVGs there. Oh yeah, they're high price value item. Need them. Oh, they're just stuck. Somebody's it always used to put me in mind of like the prank where people used to fucking superglue pound coins
oh,
to
well,
the
there goes
floor
my
in
GPU.
public areas,
Bye.
and it's like, oh fucking hell, I ain't got my hammer and chisel, so I can't have those night vision goggles. But that was always a massive
Yeah,
turn off for
I hate
me.
I've got my MVGs,
with
I've got the GPU, and it's gone.
yeah, exactly. I finally got it. I chiseled it out and everything.
Just one more pack of gum, gone.
So that my experience with Ghosts of Tabor was that the like one of the fundamental and important parts of the game is looting, and the fact that the looting just felt like absolute dog shit at the best of times. But then even that we could
Forgive, really.
kind of forgive, because me and a good friend of mine who also used to do quite a bit of content and maybe coming back, Indie VR, we played a lot of Ghosts of Tabor. And the way that we played it is we went out with an SKS, handful of mags, a bag, and a dream, nothing else.
Yeah.
So we've played those games before. We can both play those games to a reasonable standard. We're nothing shit up, but I don't know. I was because it was proximity chat. I was able to bring the talkie talks, and he can shoot pretty straight.
The amount of times somebody thought I was plank or tweak was fucking hilarious. I used to use it. I used to use it every time. It's like, is that plank? I'm not plank. And then just fucking just go for it. You know what I mean? Just
there you go. Plank or tweak may not be in the situation they are today, thanks to you, boys. Well done. Good job.
Me and Lonely Viper have got a grudge.
We used to play. Me and Indy used to play that game in. We had an incredibly low time to kill, but obviously it wasn't very expensive for us to go out. And then we used to be able to accomplish great and terrible things with the SKS. And the reason being was because the SKS was an incredibly good rifle at a low end
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
you didn't have to level up, you didn't have to get anything, you just needed just enough money
was
to
a
buy it and the
pittance.
rounds
It was
and so
enough.
on. And they nerfed it. They nerfed it into the ground, and it was like so. And the complaint was, and this follows into my point as to why I think all of these problems are happening. It's the vocal minority again. So the
I've got
problem
an
was
AK
people
Alpha
were
and I
like,
got killed by someone with an SKS.
yeah,
I don't
people,
see how
oh,
that's,
I've got this and I've got that and I've got the other. Yeah, I still got killed by, you know, somebody
'cause
who
you got shot in the
outplayed me
fucking
with
legs.
the piece of shit weapon or what have you. And so they made it so that they like nerfed the SKS into the ground. So then that meant that if you started the game
shit.
late or you wanted to play in a style where you kept things very cheap and you know the game is designed to have a low time to kill, and people are under the impression that just because you've got armor on, you then become nigh on invincible.
I did
it's
once.
always
That happened once to me.
yes.
Two little Timmies came up to me where I was wearing the shark stuff and full body, and they just shot an empty clip into me. I stood there looking at them going, "You
Yeah,
little bastards!" Like that. Like,
they've definitely changed that element. They've
Mhm.
definitely
Yeah,
changed
yeah.
that element.
Yeah.
The problem
Yeah.
for me in that, and it's again maybe it's a conversation for another time, but you have to be a bit of a bully to play those kind of games. You have to be a bit of a bully and a bit of and enjoy that you can take somebody down that stands no chance.
He definitely got the
against
motto
you.
right of trust no one. Definitely.
Yes, yeah.
Although I met some really
I mean,
nice people in there, I will admit.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
irony. I've met some really nice people in there. We still get in contact, even though we don't play the same games.
But
Yeah,
so
same.
to go on to where I was going with all of that is basically they nerfed the weapon that was a starting weapon that at least gave somebody who was starting against somebody who had everything at least a modicum, a sliver of a chance or hope. They nerfed that into the ground so that then you had to have been lots of hours into that game to
Or
get
been lucky enough to find a good weapon
somewhere.
and gear.
All that. So you couldn't rely on sort of like the weaponry and a bit of skill and a bit of map knowledge and all of those things. It then became more about the weaponry, more about the gear. And it's like, well, yeah, that's all well and good if you've put fucking thousands of hours into the game. And so then we talk about the vocal minority that, and it does seem to be the vocal minority that always want to spin a game to their advantage. And like it seems like the big failure with Combat Waffle is they will happily pander to the vocal minority and
While doing next to fuck all.
ruin their game because of it. They oh, this person plays to such a high level, he must be correct. It's like, where's your vision, dude? How do you think the game should be played? What do you think is good? I mean, for me, from just a business perspective, I want people to buy and enjoy my game from the beginning. At least, you know, the first 10, 20, 40, 60, 100 hours, I want people to do that. Now, you can say, oh, hang on a second, it's an extraction shooter. You're not supposed to enjoy those. But there are things that you can do
I never
that at
understood
least
that.
make the experience kind of bearable. Man, extraction shooters are a fucking terrible genre of game. They make my brain itch at the best of times.
Some
And
of them I think
the
are
thing
really
is,
good. I mean,
the
some of
thing
them I'll
is,
never
though,
play.
it takes a special kind of idiot. We all have that thing within us because, of course, the highs in that game are incredibly high,
Twinsies!
but the lows are incredibly low. But yeah, that would be as far as extraction shooters and the genre is concerned, they had the stranglehold on it at the time.
Well,
so there's an element of we put up with the shit because there wasn't anything else. You want to play Tarkov? You go play Tarkov. You want to play Tarkov in VR? Ghosts is your only thing. I personally think the moment that it started, it was going downhill with Ghosts for a while.
For a
The
while,
thing that
yeah,
really
it really
put the
was.
nail in the coffin was Exfil coming out because
Yep.
Exfil showed us.
Exfil shoved a
What?
hole through it. It was
Hey, look,
like,
we
Exfil
can
showed
fold
us
up the
what-
armor in the bags and stick them in the bag.
and the bag
Exfil
doesn't
showed
fly
us
away,
what
amazing.
can be done. What can be done. It again, like, you know, those games are supposed to be difficult.
Yeah.
But the looting shouldn't be. You know,
No.
the carrying of stuff shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to worry about my entire backpack being ejected out of the map at a moment.
Or my bag spinning
Or
and
fall
then
through the
disappearing
floor,
when I
or
let go of it.
spinning, or-
disappearing. So
Or
Mhm.
emptying the clip into someone at mid-range and not one hitting them.
Yeah.
Which was something that started happening near the end of my time when it came to Tabor.
weren't
it was
using an
just proper
SKS, were
weird.
you? That's what kept on happening with me and
My
Indy.
My
We
favourite was
kept
the
on trying to use it.
AK-74. My favourite was the
couldn't fucking hit
AK-74U. I liked it because the ammunition for it was quite abundant around the maps at the time. You know, I mean, the small-sized AK was all over the shop, so I knew I could reload my gun from there just by carrying one of those around with me. Plus the fact
But
I
yeah.
got to dueling the gift because you could fold down the stock and just hold them like that, which was great for me because like close quarters, like Subway or
I
Metro.
mean,
at
that
the
might
time,
have been why you couldn't
Great fun.
hit anything, boys. I'm just saying, it's an
Oh,
assault
I
rifle.
killed
you
loads, but I
bring them
definitely
in,
died more than I killed.
Stocks
Yes.
come out. But no, if you're using those in close range,
Wait,
that
hold
is
on a minute.
that
Hold
is
on a
thing.
minute.
But yeah, you know, vocal minority.
But Combat Waffle
spoils
releasing
a lot of
a
games.
separate fucking thing is beyond piss taking,
Yeah.
don't you think? I mean, in
Yeah,
my
well,
personal opinion.
That's kind of even worse. It's like, oh shit, we've got several vocal minorities. Which one do we go with? I know, we'll pander to all of them. Again, we've said this before on the channel. I'll say it again just in case it hasn't resonated enough. You make a game for everybody, you make a game for nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And I think they tried to make a game for the niche, and that was when it was good. And then they expanded upon that, and it got better. And then they started trying to make it for the vocal minority, but multiple. They tried to make it for everybody, and it doesn't. It's not a kind. That game is not for everybody.
No.
And even then, their execution in making it, if that's what they were trying to do, making it more appealing, and it was terrible.
Congratulations, Combat Waffle.
And then
you
as
fucking
far
played
as
yourself.
as
Well
far as
done.
Bad North is concerned, that was for me.
Bad North.
I was really looking forward to that because I was thinking because that was, remember when Bad North, yeah, I associate
Bad North,
it,
I like
it
that.
wasn't.
No, it's good.
Bad North, much better game. But Silent North is
Silent
Bad
North.
North, but yeah, Silent North. For me, I thought because that came out at a time when Ghost of Tabor was kind of at its height, if I remember rightly, or it was being developed when it was at its height, and when they had things as good as they've ever been. So I was kind of looking forward to that, or maybe it just come off the back end of being good, and so
it come off the back end of them.
it's in
they earned their
decline because
reward.
it's
And then
in
they went-
decline. It's in decline because they're working on other things, which would have been possible at the time. And I remember that game coming out and the reviews and seeing various people talking about it. And I was like, oh, right. So what you've done there then is you've taken all that goodwill that you've harvested and your reward, as Poise was saying, and so on. And you've cash grabbed then, haven't you?
Oh, and then on top of that, they sort of try and link themselves up with the tactical assault. Oh, dear. Dear. Oh, your luck's just not going well, is it, Combat Waffle? Not going well, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, you screw your own games, you screw 3 good games, and you try and send us the same crap that we already wanted in the first place, so you should have preferred the game. And then, chef's kiss, you tie yourself up with somebody who's got some issues I'm not going to discuss here. Oh dear, if you want to find out what's happened with tactical assault, I suggest you go check that out for yourself. Naughty, 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 naughty.
Okay.
Oh dear. Yeah, well, good riddance, Combat Waffle. I hope you never make another fucking game. I hope you go bankrupt. Get fucked.
So, guys, on the note of damaging reputations, am I okay to move
you're
into
all
the
moving.
very final subject of the day?
Well, I mean, to be fair, we're doing better than usual. 2 hours in, and we're at the final subject. We're usually hitting the 2.5 hour mark.
We're doing good.
Well done, everybody.
Well
Well done, everybody.
So, the final subject of the day is Truegear Haptics, which is something that
dear.
I've been into for over a year since buying one, since, funnily enough, seeing Matteo advertise it on his channel some time back, and I used his discount code to go and get one, because I was like, haha, this looks amazing! A discount haptic vest with 40 motors front and back, and electrical haptics that connect to your arm, a little bit like a TENS machine, which makes you sort of clench, react, and hurt to various situations within games. Now, I wanted this because of the electrical stimulation, because of the
And the
cheap
English
price.
applicator.
What?
What?
What? What did he say? I tried a B Haptics one before and it felt like a nice massage, so I didn't really think that was going to be the best for me. And seeing the reactions of Matteo and a couple of other YouTubers to the electrical sensations, I was like, oh, I like the look of that a lot better. And I forked out the, what was it, couple £100 and then got charged another £100 in tax from, import tax through customs. And got myself a budget haptic vest, which was fantastic. Now, I promoted this for quite a while. I did it for nothing, just because I thought it was really good. And they kept adding more and more games, to which they basically, when you buy the vest, you get a little special access thing in the Discord where you can vote for new games to be added. So I got a couple of my friends together. I think the Dark VR Knight was one of them. He bought a vest as well, a little after I got one, because he saw how much fun I was having in it. And together we started voting for the same games. So we started voting for things like Bootstrap Island to get the big good ones in with full haptic support with this vest. And they started doing it. And then I started, I got Marrow 1 week, put up, a vote to get that with haptic support. And literally 10 days later, there it was on Truegear's, app for me to play with. And I had an absolute blast. And then my left EMS device stopped working along with the strap at the same time. Got in touch with Truegear and I still haven't had a reply. And that was 2 months ago. I've been in contact with loads of people on the Discord, sent emails, sent messages to the developers and the creators, nothing back. Literally got stuff back from the community to say, been waiting 4 months, been waiting since February, been waiting since January for a reply. Mine broke ages ago, mine's still in warranty and I'm not getting a reply. And it's just, the list is going on and on and on. And where Truegear were really responsive last year, they seem to have done this partnership with Pimax to where now they're selling Pimax with a Truegear haptic vest. Yet they are not replying to anybody in the Discord, even when they're saying, I ordered my vest like in June and I still haven't had it. I'm not getting a reply from the website. What's going on? Ordered my replacement parts, not getting it. What's going on? And this is making me really worried for ordering any more for myself. The fact that I haven't had a single reply.
Ordered as in paid for, or have they taken money from
people have paid and not received the product. And now there's a handful that have contacted me. But have you seen the process of going through trading standard, boys?
Yeah, absolute bureaucracy.
So you got to get to Citizens Advice, which good luck getting an appointment with them. Good luck for someone like me getting an appointment, because they're like, oh, you have to come into our offices. Well, I can't get to town. Sorry, I'm disabled. Oh, well, we can't help you then, basically.
Your hoverbike's not working today.
And, it's,
Can you carry me in, please?
I've got to go through a bunch of rigmarole through phoning and emailing a bunch of people just because I can't go to the office. And because they're based in China, there's not really that much that they can do anyway.
For fuck's sake. Yeah, I didn't know that.
So... if they had
from one load of sleaze to another,
if they have actually had suppliers here in the UK, there is more that could be done. But because they're based in China, there isn't really that much other than I could potentially try and sue them. But again, that's going to cost me money. And it's just like, well, why would I want to go to all of that effort when it's,
some writers have been taking tips from bricks and minifigs.
We do. We do enter into.
Hey, Yobo.
We've been here for a while now. This age of the best kind of customer service and aftercare that you can give is none at all. It really is. because you don't have to pay out for anything, you don't have to do anything, you've
Yep.
made your money, fuck 'em.
And
That's
literally,
it is
if
what
you
it
look at the
sounds like.
Discord, the last year of Discord messages in there have mainly been the community of other people that have already bought a vest, helping out other people that are having problems with theirs. Even the people that are buying brand new ones, actually receiving them and going, why is it not charging? There's no light coming on. I've had it plugged in for an hour. And it's like, yeah, you've got to leave it plugged in like 16 hours and then the lights might show up and then it will show as fully charged after 20.
Might.
And then, you know, it's
Turn
good
it
to
off
go.
and on
It's
again for
good
the
to
next
go.
48 hours.
But it's all of these little things that the community are doing, and it should be a dedicated support service. And the fact that they're not even replying to anybody now, even those that are going, my vest is broken and I'm only 8 months in, I've got 4 months warranty left. No response.
Hello, I'm being fried to death here. Can you find a way of fixing this? No.
That is the other thing. Now, there are some dangerous ones out there because a couple of people have been burnt. I've been burnt a little bit. I think I took a picture and showed you guys that I got a proper zap on the back of my
because you're
arm.
hot in the first place, Ripper. Don't be denying. Your attractiveness just makes you smoking, baby.
But I got an electrical burn. It blistered, and it was on my arm for over a week. So it's a little bit of quality control
Come on,
there.
Ripper. What do you want? You want to feel like you're in the VR world, yeah? A little bit of light burning, a little third degree here and there. Come on,
as usual.
But that to me says there is some slight safety problems there too, because I didn't even have it up on the maximum electrical settings. I never do because I can't tolerate it. I can't do it with my pain tolerance, basically.
Such a wuss not able to electrocute yourself properly. What type of man?
Totally.
You can't even take fucking second-degree burns. Are you even a man, Ripper?
Funnily enough, it was from actually being burned in the game as well. It was the burning sensation in the game that is often over the top. And yeah, that was quite good. I came out of that game with an actual burn. But, you know, that to me says there is a problem with safety. Which is not good. So I have got a handful of things that I can go to trading standards about with this, from, you know, not good quality products, that it's dangerous, that it's breaking before warranty, that people aren't getting answers and support. But because they are based in China, it's going to be a long process, lots of jumping through hoops, and probably a whole waste of my time and money if I really want to pursue this. So
they are protected.
I am probably going to just drop away from Truegear entirely, maybe make a video and say, I'd advise this company if I were you.
Big warning sign on it. Big ass warning
they've been great,
sign on it.
But they were a budget company, and they obviously don't hold up to any sort of, you know, they don't particularly want a good reputation with the service that they provide and support. I'm jumping straight over to Owu, which have already provided more support and feedback and help before I've even purchased the suit. And they come with a standard 2-year warranty with replacement parts as standard with the suit. So it's kind of like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to get one of these, I think, and have something that's actually decent, proper, and
a proper company and a Chinese company. The only thing that I would say is, the thing is, they haven't been great, though, have they? Because they failed at one of the most important parts of customer relation, and that is customer relation, which is probably the most important part. But again, this is something that companies can get away with these days, because the first few hours, few days, few weeks, first few months, they don't matter. Because nobody else will, just to spring to Mateo's defense here as well. Obviously, he's just because he's endorsed the thing. Well, no, because you can only take a product based on its
it currently is.
If Ripper's machine hadn't fucking died on its arse, and then he'd sprung for more materials or getting it done under warranty, we could have a completely different opinion about the product. So it's the catch of, do you then have to wait until the entire process of owning a thing before you start to speak about a thing or review a thing or tell about a thing? And it's like, well, no, because then it won't be fucking relevant by the time you get round to going like, oh yeah, this vest is really good. It's like, dude, that model was out 3 years ago. What the fuck are you talking about? So my point is, you can only advertise something as good as you see it. You can only review something as good as you see it.
Mother Hubbards, I'm just going to make my own, right? Car battery, 2 sets of crocodile clips, nipples, banging, sorted. I don't know what the fuck you do. And if you don't like what you've got, money back guarantee, straight up.
Yep.
Honest.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that comes with a Poised Anubis guarantee. You'll also note that we've just launched our flagship groinal attachment from Poised Anubis. Will vibrate you so they don't have to.com.
It's a succulator.
Yeah, there you go. The succulator. And that one comes with a 2-year manufacturer's warranty, but unfortunately wear and tear is not covered.
And if you want to experience pain, then you get a visit from Cockknocker.
Yeah.
I tell you, like, it is a shame to hear that about it. I mean, you know, it's a Chinese company, so it's one of those things where it's like, well, you pay for what you get, but it's not like it was cheap either, was it? It was probably cheaper. I could tell you. I mean, I've had a fantastic after experience with KKCOBVR. I always make a mess of that. I usually do it on purpose and add like pluses, minuses, symbols and stuff next to it. But those are the headset and battery companies. And whenever one of my those batteries get incredibly like unsafe. There's times where I've come off of my stream and I'm like, is this why I'm beginning to thin on top? Is it radiation potentially or heat or something along those lines? But
I can't even blame it on mine.
they can come like incredibly hot. Like they're getting to the point where when I'm finished with them and they're out of charge, they're getting to the point where it could become almost painful. I mean, I've got like kind of asbestos fingers from my kitchen porter days, but like anyone else, I think would grab that and be like, fucking hell, that hurts, sort of thing. And they get to that point. When I've had ones that have broken with them, I usually send them an email and they're like, yeah, no problem, we'll send you 3 more. So,
nice.
and that's not based on, like, you know, I don't endorse them, I don't recommend them, I buy products from them. You know, they don't know it's me. You know, Silver Tongue, you use our batteries all the time during
It's
the
a decent company,
I mean,
by the sounds of it,
yeah,
mate.
basically, it doesn't matter whether I'm video DJ, content creator, whatever you want to call it.
You're my fellow DJ.
Yes. But yeah, they've never like looked after me on that basis. They've just looked after me. And then other people have pointed out, and this is true as well. It's like, well, yeah, of course they're going to send you them out. They want to keep their reputation. There's probably that much of a fucking profit margin in that stuff, because I would imagine if they're just going to go, oh, a 2 broke, oh, don't even bother sending them back in, we'll just post you another 2. That says to me incredibly cheap. So they obviously want to, they can send them things out, whereas I'd imagine your ones are obviously done on the cheap, but is still expensive to make. Like, you know, if you want another one, you ain't getting
I'd
one.
imagine that's why it's also made in China, because that's one of the cheapest places to make stuff, isn't it?
That's what I'm getting at.
Mass
So
produced,
they'll
isn't it?
a lot of the time, they'll be mass produced on somebody else's line, and then they'll be able to, I would imagine anyway, they'll be able to harvest a lot of that product, rebrand it, and send it out of their own, probably, or at least elements or parts of it, and that's how they can keep the costs down. So potentially,
Yeah.
not that I'm
Go with
throwing shades on.
Yep.
Go with it, Roo.
So as GT said earlier, like reputation is a big thing, and unfortunately for me,
With everyone,
this is
Flats to VR included.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Obviously.
And if anything, this whole podcast was basically about reputations and what they can do for a company or what they can do against a company.
Yeah.
Really.
And also what developers can do for their games as well. Because we've had some decent developers improve their games even over the course of these few short podcasts. There's been a couple that have really bent over to improve.
I think
we've mentioned things. So
I think
really
it's
good.
mainly when developers and companies finally decide that actions speak louder than words. When they put that proof straight out there and they go, this is the thing we've got, try it, tell us, and then it works fine, that's good. But if they're putting it out there and going, try it, we don't know what the fuck's going to happen, it is a completely different thing altogether.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know that when it comes to RoboQuest and Flat to VR in particular, I think they do have a certain amount, but yeah, there's something fishy when it comes to the fact that the co-op has not been. They haven't found that out, unless we've just been extraordinarily unlucky, me and you and Wick. And me
Possibly.
and my son as well, because me and my son also played it and had exactly the same issue happen when it comes to the comms.
That is,
So,
as I
yeah.
said to you when we were doing it, it kind of reeks of, and again, this is going back to an issue that we've covered on previous ones. Who is doing the beta testing? Who is doing the testing, the quality assurance, and those side of things?
Yep.
Oh, it's us. And so, what would we do in that situation? Oh, can you just test out the cooperative for us? Oh, yeah, okay, no worries. So I've got the game for free. Fine. Right, well, I haven't got a lot of time, so I'll jump on with a game with Poise. Oh, yeah, well, we managed to complete a run. We did it front to back. No problems. So, but that's not Q&A. That's not the level that is needed. You
No.
wouldn't
You
get
need, what is it?
that.
We'd say a minimum, 2 hours in a game? I'd say because we go
Minimum.
at about 45 minutes, and that's usually, when it comes to standalone co-op stuff, the issues start to occur after the 45-minute mark, and we found this quite a bit with a few co-op games. And that's just sort of interesting to sort of have that similarity between. Just find that curious.
I've actually found that with a couple of PC games mentioning it. That Black Forge Smithian adventure, literally after an hour has lapsed on that game, every time I play it, and I've put about 18 hours into it now, things start going wrong, and then the game will crash. And then when I load back into it, I'm at the point that I was, but I get a bunch of the same missions to do. And once I've done them, then I kind of catch up to where I was, and it's really, really weird. But I've noticed that a similar sort of thing happened on a couple of games. After an hour, things start going a bit iffy.
A lot of it, from what I can tell, is how the games are made, and then the issue is, I believe it's memory leakage. So
exactly what it
devs,
seems
if we
like.
can start using more silicon in
Yep.
our game,
Stop
plug those
leaking.
holes, stop the leaks happening. That's how RAM works.
Leaky
That's how memory
nipples.
works. But yeah, it does happen on a lot of games that if they're, and again, I'm not a programmer, I'm not a developer, I don't know these things, but I would imagine it's all going to root back to how well a thing is put together, how well it is done, how well optimized it is, how much attention has been paid in the programming and the fine fine maneuvers within the programming and the development of a thing. So, but then again, a lot of the time, a lot of these programmers know all about it, and because the sessions don't go on that long, it doesn't matter. But it's like, well, yeah, it fucking does.
It does.
So, but yeah.
This thing, did you find any issues when it came to the single player part of RoboQuest, by the way, when it came to elongated periods of time?
Not, I've had when I've been playing it, and I've put a decent amount of hours into it, I think I've had one crash that sent me back to the quest menu, and so that might as much be a quest issue as an actual game issue. And I was like towards the back end of the run as well, so I was like, oh, man, that's a lot of progress. I hope it's saved everything. Went back in, and it started me from the hub of the world that I got to. So the Electric City or
that's
Aqua
not too
Purifier
bad
or
then.
something. No, it wasn't
really
too
not
bad.
Too bad.
It wasn't too bad. But then, of course, I was like, oh, wait, hang on. Is this how you manipulate runs then? Oh, man, they've done that too. You can find this with a lot
I wouldn't
of
have thought of
roguelike
it that
games.
way, but now you mention it.
Yeah, you can do this with a lot of roguelike games. Hellsweeper's one of the ones that, because, you can put an awful lot of progress in, and then the enemies can kill you incredibly quickly. But one of the things that you can do is, as you are in the death scene, if you quit the game and load back up again, it will start you back at that hub. But then you use that. You use, and again, some games do it, others don't. Like, okay, so here's one that definitely doesn't do it, because I've tested it, because there's leaderboards and there's scores, and you need to make sure that everything's legit. Otherwise, what's the point of fucking competing? On Hyperbullet, for instance, let's say you're getting down to the last few seconds, you've lost all, because we've all played that. You're getting down to the last few seconds, you've lost all of your lives, you're about to die, your run is about to end. If you quit the game and then load back up again, it will start you from the beginning of that level with no score.
Oh.
So you get to redo it with a 6-second penalty. So then the amount of time that you start out with is minus, it's either 5 or 6 seconds than what you went in originally.
So they've accounted for that?
Yes. And that's all they needed to. So if you, because of course I've looked at it and thought like, well, I know I can usually, I've done it when I've been like testing builds or something, and also seeing if it's a thing. Again, as I said, there's no point me spending hundreds of hours trying to put decent builds together and decent scores to know that anybody could just do that and like manipulate your run. So I was very happy to see that. And then it also leans into, if I am experimenting, I can get away with quitting and trying something different within that run. Not with the expectation of succeeding or, you know, manipulating my run for a better score, but just for testing. Oh, I've got everything that I needed. Let me try a different way of shooting these targets, or a different tactic, or maybe I'll get something different within the waves or the runs or what have you. So long story short, if you quit the game and go back again, it is a massive negative. 5-6 seconds on that game might not sound like a long time, but as both of you good gentlemen know, I can get
I like
a lot done in 5
the
seconds.
fact that they've
So-
actually done that. It saves people actually doing that very thing. I think that's I'm getting, when you actually tried that for the first time, you had that clever girl moment.
I didn't notice the first few times because I didn't realize I'd done it. The first time I
Oh, you
did
clever
it,
girl!
yeah, the first time I did it, the game genuinely crashed, and I was like, "Oh well, that's fine. Now I get to find out how it recontinues." And I failed that mission. And I was like, "Wait, what? I had a really good build and everything." And then I realized it was because I was 5 seconds short. So I tested it and tested it and tested it, and you can get it so that you restart a level with, I think, the base 5 seconds. So it's like, ready,
And
go!
over.
Boo! So yeah, happy to
Wicked.
see it. So, but again, it is a thing in roguelike games. Now, when it's solo, or even, I mean, cooperative, you wouldn't be able to get away with. It is a thing in a lot of roguelike games. If it's a solo game, you do you, man. Yes, there's the argument you might be cheating yourself, but for somebody like me, being able to restart your run because you've had like a lapse in concentration, or you've been trying something or something along those lines, being able to pick up a roguelike at that same point is good. In a single player, though, it doesn't fucking matter, does it? Now, put that onto something where there are leaderboards, then it becomes an issue, you know, because yeah, people can manipulate their scores or their times or anything.
I think
along
you
those
mentioned
lines.
something similar to this when you spoke about Hyperbullet last time. Something about the scoreboards as well, and that you were sort of working your way up there.
I'm always working.
He's always
well,
up there.
Not yet. Not yet. You wait. So the thing is, with a game like that, I've seen the top scores. I know how to get them. As I've said before, I've played, and again, I'm trying not to be too big-headed. I've played games to a level where I try, very trying. I've played games to a level where I can get to, you know, top, or in the top 5, or in the top 10. It's got to the point now where some games I've played enough that I can consistently do that. And it then gets to the point where I'm like, yeah, but I'm the guy who's trying to show people how to get there. And I also don't want to block or impede that process either. So some games I'll just exempt myself from. It's like, I know I can get to top. I don't need to prove that to anybody else. I've already done that, so I don't need to do it anymore.
But he still has that whisper in his head going, "You can be number 1, devil. But you could be number 1, devil."
No. Do you know when the whisper? Do you know when the whisper comes along? When it's fucking tournament time, baby. That's when the whisper gets me. When it matters. When there's prizes,
I'm not helping any of you.
tournaments,
All
and,
of you now.
and,
It's mine.
and stuff like that. Oh, I'll help you afterwards. I'll tell you everything that I've done.
Until
after
then,
I've
you're in
secured
my
the
way.
prize pools. Again, I look at it along the lines of, I'm going to put a lot of time into a thing. I'll teach everybody how to do it afterwards, but I'm going to get the reward if I can. But then that depends on the level of the reward as well. So, but as I said, there's as far as Hyperbullet's concerned, yes, I put a lot of time in. I'm getting everything unlocked. Any other than the SMG leaderboards on that game, any score that you see in there, I know it's probably going to piss you two off, but most of them have been, oh, whoops, shit. I forgot. And there's something that you can do in roguelike games where if you quit your run before the run is finished, it doesn't count your score. I do that in a lot of games because I don't want to be at the top. Because what happens
Oh,
if
stop!
they do...
I just don't want to win.
Okay, and it's completely valid. It's completely valid. Let me give you a little insight into my mind. Well, why would I do that? Why would I not want to be at the top? I want to go into the next tournament where they have scoring as an unknown. I don't want to be like, oh, that's the guy to beat. No, I want to play the underdog. I'll be the
good
underdog.
idea.
Thank you very much. I'll be
Good
the underdog.
idea.
It's won me tournaments. So, 50% game, 50% outside the game. And in some games, a lot more outside the game than in. So.
And on that,
Yep, I think that is a wonderful topic to end it up on here, guys. This has been absolutely fantastic.
Good job, team. Good job, team. Come on. Good round of applause for these two sexy beasts right over here. Right over here. Or there. Or there. Or there.
I can't
Be there.
scream myself.
Oh no, that's
You're
it, guys. I
welcome.
think everyone has got to, a reputation to uphold and keep, especially like with some of their games, and and especially with some of the products as well. Without the reputation, it's all just gonna die. So hopefully, we'll have more decent ones out there.
Combat Waffle, suck your mum.
Mhm.
The electro, what are they called again? Tech what?
Truegear Haptics.
Bros.
Truegear. Yep, suck your mum too. Yeah, okay. Let's see. No, Combat Waffle again, suck your mum, that's 3. Grim, suck your mum, that's 4. Because it's all the same ones right now.
Silent
Silent
North.
North, yeah, suck your mum. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of mum sucking going on.
I'm gonna check out I'll check out RoboQuest. I'll pick that up soon. And yeah,
It's a shame-
Haymaker.
It's a shame that one's only
Haymaker.
2-player. It's a shame that RoboQuest VR is only 2-player cooperative.
Yeah, that'd be
And I
so
suppose that's
good.
that's the other thing that I will say as well, is that's the one problem that we have with games being ported from flat screen to VR is, they're done, they're finished. They are most likely feature complete, and if they do anything else, we won't see it, probably. So
There's a rarity where that actually is a benefit. For example, older ones like a Medieval, where they added new stuff in there for people on VR, or what they're going to do with Postal. By the way, I saw something just quickly. I saw someone on the developers for Postal Team Beef's thing, and they were trying to give ideas to the guys at Team Beef, and they were like, "Oh, I'd want the dude to have his jacket that you can go on, and you can do all this stuff, and you can have this fancy stuff, and when you want to check your health, you can just feel your neck, and you can feel the blood pressure." Went, dude, nobody cares about that. Only thing people care about in Postal is pissing on a police officer, setting fire to a protest, and shoving a cat on the end of an M16. It's the only thing people care about. Don't overcomplicate. Sometimes you just got to have fun with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Have a good one, all.
Thank you so much for joining, everybody. I'm Dark Rip UK from the U-Whip channel. This is Boys the Nubis, and we've got Silver Tongue Devil down below. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care now.